Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Tabletop Review. The long-awaited episode 3. Sorry about that. As some of you possibly read on the website, I had to have ear surgery and that does not mix very well with podcasting. But I am here, I'm back, and we are continuing. Now, I did say previously that we were going to have a discussion episode. That is not going to be this episode. This is another actual play. This is a game that I ran in preparation for a convention of Serenity, the Serenity role-playing game by Margaret Weiss Productions. It's interesting. I really house rule it completely into oblivion. I strip it right down just to make it quick and streamlined and more conducive to a convention playing style of being people that aren't necessarily familiar with the system and people that don't have a lot of time to learn the system because we've only got 3 hours to play, so we don't want to spend an hour learning the minutiae of the rules. So this was changed significantly. If anybody's listening that actually played the game, it was ran at the April 2013 Sydney convention called Icon, and it's very different. I changed a lot after the actual play. It's still fun to listen to, but I wasn't quite happy with how it went. We spent a lot of time in this sort of opening acts and the end section, which we don't skip over, but we move through it very fast. I ended up watching the clock very closely during the first half of the game, so that to make sure that we had enough time at the end of it for the convention, because that was where a lot of the real fun stuff happened. It's always a bit funny when you've got a game where a big chunk of it is the players have to plan something. Because they can spend a long time planning it. If you listen to episode 1 and you heard the Star Wars playtest and you heard us argue essentially about plans for about half an hour, if not longer. And it's always fun to watch and to listen to and to maybe corral it a little bit, because it can go over time a lot, especially if people aren't working together and especially if the players are not all from the same group. If there's 6 individuals turn up and they're not inclined to work as a group, it can make that sort of thing go on for a long time. So please enjoy. This is a high-stakes game, convention playtest in the Serenity RPG system from Margaret Weiss Productions. It's me, Steve the host, as the GM, and our players are Melissa, John, Jason, Kaz, and Milo. Enjoy.
Yeah. Was it the same archetype you had last time you played?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Very similar.
Yeah, I did the playtest last time you ran it and then played the game as well. Yeah. I came in with my brother's brown coats, big dryzer bone,
awesome,
and a pair of blue gloves.
Yeah. You did it for serious.
Yeah.
Did you carry that bad boy around as well?
No, I didn't have a gun.
Oh, and you need come on, yeah, and you've got to have some sort of hat too.
Yeah, no, I couldn't go that far. I didn't have that.
I always wear my big coat when I'm running. Although it does get hot.
Well, my brother's actually got a woolly lining. I took that out.
Oh,
yeah. He needs to wear an island. He said, beautiful over there.
Yeah.
Over here?
No.
So we have the captain. The captain is pretty much the captain from the show.
Yeah.
He's a former browncoat, survived the war, now got into this kind of independent trader, smuggling, thieving, very similar to the character from the show.
Mm.
Yeah, privateer.
Han Solo type.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty much. The companion
Slut.
is a man. It's a guy.
Male
companion.
Hi, boys. Sometimes.
Very cultured, very used to being in places with a lot of money. Very much.
I just instantly thought of the android out of that movie with the kid. what's his name?
AI.
AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Judd
Jude
Nelson.
Law.
Jude Law, sorry.
Jude
Jude
Law.
Law.
Jack Nelson. No, that would have been hilarious.
Yes, it would have been, actually.
Yeah, see, that's why you got scrapped. Yep.
So you've noticed that of the 6 of them, 2 of them have the same color chips. So they're kind of linked. It's kind of in pairs. So the next pair is the engineer and the doctor. So they're from the core. They're fairly recent additions to the crew. They're related. They're brother and sister. The older female doctor is very, very highly skilled, but for some reason decided to run out to the room with her little brother, the engineer, who is not quite all there. He's got a few screws loose, you think? You often catch him kind of talking to himself, and he sometimes seems to know things that maybe he shouldn't. You know, there's no way he could have found something out, but yet he knows it.
This character's modeled on Steve himself.
He's a bit autistic.
He's also a mechanical genius. He keeps the engines running smoother than anybody ever did.
So what?
And then the last pair is the gunslinger and the pilot. The gunslinger is a real country girl. She loves her guns, her 2 pistols. She's got in quick draw holsters.
Yeah.
Has the hat and the coat. And
Do they have names?
super cowgirl. No, they don't have names.
Yet.
So we
You can give me any name you want. I'll just call you by the pilot.
No, I meant the guns.
Oh, the the guns.
I guess we know what character you're playing.
and Barry.
Law and order.
Conditional bearer.
Love who needs.
So she's a very full-on cowgirl, gunslinger girl.
Cool.
And the pilot is significantly younger. She's a very cool girl. She wears beanies and hangs out on the web a lot. And she used to hang out in the core. Yeah, the Cortex.
What a hipster douchebag.
She's a bit of a hipster douchebag. But she's super good at driving or piloting anything, and she's some kind of computer genius as well.
She's a leaf on the wind.
And on
Yeah.
the Cortex.
That reminds me of the Skater Girl character in
She's a bit of a skater girl kind of style, yeah.
Okay.
She likes motorbikes, but because of Yoa's on these dusty planets, she's got a quad bike,
Yeah.
which is parked in the ship's main hold.
No, the hover bike
They're all
thing.
cool characters.
No, you do have one of those, one of the hover mules, but no, it's just a quad bike.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't have Avril Lavigne on my iPod.
So we got 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it a problem if we only got 5?
No, that's okay.
Alright. Should we not? Is there one that we shouldn't bother with if we only got 5? Like one character that kind of.
No, it will just depend on how you start. I mean, you know, it's not much of a spoiler. There's going to be some kind of job,
Yeah.
heist-like thing that you have to do, and whoever you're missing will maybe narrow your options in that area a little bit. So if none of you want to go the pilot, that maybe lowers your kind of hacking options.
Or fly.
But
yeah.
you will have them as an NPC.
If you don't go to the slut, then you're
You can't sleep your way to the top.
or diplomacy.
Yeah. Yeah, very much diplomat, yeah.
Okay. Alright. Would you play the NPC character? in your
Yeah,
own-
they'll just be
against
around.
or with and against us? Like, would you be the one playing that person?
They'll just be around,
Okay.
and you can get them to do things, but
much.
they wouldn't be as active as if somebody was actually here playing it.
Yeah.
You know, I might if I think you're really missing a blank spot in there, I might say, oh, the pilot suggests that maybe she can hack something, or the engineer suggests maybe you can build something.
Yeah.
That'll help.
Just on the thing, I remember last time we played, you had a hell of a lot of, we had it all, and the part of the great fun was the planning.
Yeah.
You may want to tell groups who don't know it up front is, okay guys, a 3-hour session, you can spend up to an hour and a half planning the session, what you're going to do, or up to 2 hours planning.
But there's a time limit.
Yeah, but it's the
Yeah,
same with your Star Wars game. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of it is planning. They said, look, if you plan longer, you can do that, but you're only going to get 1 encounter. If you do a shorter plan, you might get 2 encounters in. Just give them up front, and they know how much time they've got to play with.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It did come up. They did go for a long time, but at the same time, I always meant for that to go for a long time.
Yeah.
And what happened in the last ones? They had this town, and there was a truck driving along, and they had to get the contents of the truck. And so while they were planning, they'd talk for about an hour, and then they would start putting things into action. They'd start visiting bars and scrapyards and things like that, trying to build contacts, trying to build equipment that they'd need and things like that. And they would start putting it into action, and it would slowly go towards. And when it got till, I think it was maybe the last half hour, all the big action happened in the last half hour, and we got to that, you need to
beautiful.
Yeah, you need to rein them in a little bit. If it sounds like it's too all over the place, if there's like 5 separate plans flying around, I do start to need to step in. But no, that's fairly
that was the best thing about the last couple of games.
I remember you talking about Lindy as the female version of the companion.
Yeah, I had one group that I went to the bathroom.
You got girl squatted.
No, it wasn't girl squad.
Wasn't it? I'm sure. Well, at least half of them
girl
were.
squad did play, but there was another team. That I went to the bathroom run at the beginning, and came back, and they all decided to be girls. Actually, you were in that game.
I was in that. Yeah, I walked in, and the first thing I was told when I got in was they're all girls. Yeah. Yeah, that was Belinda and her line.
Belinda and Malcolm and Lindy and a few others.
And you're like,
that was really good actually. That's the one I gave the award to because they went nuts.
Cool.
they ran all Charlie's Angel style.
Yeah, kind of more
with
like
no
Terminator
Charlie
style.
Yeah. Cool. The engineer went to her happy place and killed everyone in the base.
So the premise is, you guys were having a lot of bad luck recently. Jobs were not coming, and when they were coming, they were not good ones, or suicide missions, or not worth the money and things like that. So you really, really, absolutely were down to your bottom dollar. And then you, Captain, you got a wave.
Why are you looking at me?
Email. Oh, sorry, I assumed you picked that. Like used to be the captain from Star Wars.
and the sergeant did Star Wars last week.
I didn't even get picked that. Like everyone else picked that.
Yeah, that's true. You were left that.
So the captain got a signal from an old contact of his that you've done some work with before, called Fanty and Mingo, the characters from the movie. They had a job for you. It's a very, very hugely well-paying job, but they're very light on details.
As usual.
All they could tell you was that you need to get to where they are, is Beaumont, which is right out on the rim, and you need to be ready to try and get aboard this ship called the Aces and Eights.
The Aces and
Eights.
And Eights. That sounds like a pirate ship already.
Yeah, it's got a reputation. It's owned by this guy named Jack Leyland, and he is a rich gambler, and he basically kitted out his ship to basically pick people up and play poker with them for a week, clean them out, and then drop them off somewhere. Almost, except it's just his private little casino. Like, it's only got one.
If Lando had a ship. A big ship.
So, you've heard of him. You've also heard that maybe for the right price his crew has been known to do jobs similar to what you do. And that's about all you know about him. Some of you may know a little bit more in your character backgrounds when you pick a character.
Yep. Okay. Alright.
So,
When you guys want to go?
Begrudgingly.
Yes.
Alright, so what does people want to go?
I'm gonna wait because I'm not sure.
I'm assuming the gunslinger's off the table.
No, not from me. I'm open. I go do what you want. Gunslinger?
No. I'm tossing up between the engineer sim because that's what I played last time and the pilot.
Cool.
Anyone else have?
I don't know yet. I'll just wait.
Mel played the gunslinger last time, and she says she wants to play something else.
Yep.
So the gunslinger is open.
I'm up for the doctor.
Cool.
See, I'm laying between the companion and the gunslinger, but it depends on what you want to do.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Well, maybe you want to be the gunslinger?
Oh, this is stuff.
I'll go the companion.
He's going to be the captain.
So you're going to be the captain? Why?
You'd be a good captain.
He'll be override the captain then. He's not the captain.
Oh, they'll try something different. I'll do it with the pilot.
Yeah.
There's interesting 3 left. Doctor, companion, and pilot. There's no groundies. There's no ground crew. They're all there. Shit. That's alright. That's alright.
There's one of each pairing too. That's been taken.
Yeah. Ah, god damn it.
You don't need your pair,
Yeah.
but all the pairs share a secret, basically, that the others don't know.
The dirty secret.
What do you do? Hurry up, choose one.
No.
Have you just chosen yet?
Like,
Three of us have,
You
but
and
Marlo
Marlo,
is like...
yeah, I'm leaving it to you to
I'm a
choose.
captain.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Do you have a recommendation?
Gunslinger is pretty cool. She's also very good looking.
I don't know how that feels.
She could have been a companion. She could have been one of the best. She chose to be rough and tumble girl.
Sounds good. But
Playing the engineer, I've been told, is a lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
all right. And what about for the purposes of like the game? Is one sort of more? Is it more commonly required over the other?
In the last few years, I've actually been playing sequels to games from previous cons.
Yeah.
I'm not going to break the pattern.
So you're the engineer now.
Yeah.
So we've got the pilot and the gunslinger. So the gunslinger has heavy combat with guns. She's got quite a few guns, and also heavy interpersonal. And the pilot has, well, heavy piloting. Basically, she can drive or fly anything, and also heavy computer skills.
I might go to Gunslinger, I think. I go to Gunslinger.
Okay. That's pretty common actually. In the ones where we haven't had a full team, the pilot often does get left. And one of the reasons for that is that any time you're not in the ship, you're on the ground or something, the captain says, "You wait in the ship, ready to get us out of here when it goes bad."
Yeah.
So the pilot ends up sitting there twiddling the thumbs.
Okay.
But that's okay. So I'll NPC the pilot. She'll still be around.
Okay.
So have you had many female in this crew? The doctor, the gunslinger, the pilot,
That's the females, and then
so the captain and the companion are males.
And the
and the
engineer.
engineer.
And oh yes,
Three and
right,
three.
yes.
The genders aren't important though. I defaulted at 3 and 3, but they could be whatever. So go ahead and read up on your backgrounds. And when you do that, I'll start explaining some mechanics.
Just because it's easier for me, the doctor's male. It's
Yeah.
too hard for me gender bending.
I'm so happy to be a male companion.
Did you get?
Yeah, a gigolo.
As long as you don't call yourself like Douche Bigelow or something. Douche Bigelow.
Funny enough, I don't have animal handling as a skill.
You're not a touchy-feely doctor.
I'm going to open it out there.
You're a
just in case
sciencey,
it's
probey
an
doctor.
Okay.
Athletics, at least, a little bit there. Covert, okay. Discipline, it's got guns. No heavy weapons, though.
You sound disappointed.
The doctor doesn't have a heavy weapon skill.
What sort of doctor are you?
Doctors.
Hell, 6 months.
Yeah.
Who's a companion?
Me. Yeah.
The Gunslinger can do a little bit of piloting, I guess. That's not too bad.
So the captain.
As in the
is
oh
male
god,
as
oh
well?
god, we're all going to die style of piloting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So thinking back to the show where the captain and the companion always had a little thing going.
It's a bit different thing in this one.
We were watching it the other night. I was thinking, you just want to grab them and bash their heads together.
You got to wonder if it hadn't been cancelled, how long would he have stretched out?
Just
until they
for
were-
interest, when you spell highly educated, spelling highly correctly would be help.
Highly. I haven't touched that since the first time I wrote it up. That's been there the whole time.
No one's told you.
This is what I saw photos of when the guy had genius tattooed on his head. Right? Started with the letter J.
Yeah, oh my god.
Phonetic English.
It's like how they spell they say Melbourne wrong.
Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Melbourne, Brisbane.
What is generic remote control? Is that for like geriatrics? You control geriatrics.
Where?
Down the bottom. The gear?
Yeah.
Generic.
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 Should be
Yes, generic.
generic remote control.
Generic remote control.
Somebody get a red pen and circle this.
What is generic remote control? Is that like you can just turn any TV on?
Well, you could, yeah, but you'll need to program it beforehand.
So it's like a hack skill.
Yeah, kind of.
You kind of hack into that and open up the garage door or something.
Yeah, you can.
It's the universal remote control.
Yeah.
No, you can
I think I understand.
do it without hacking, but you just need to set it up first. So you can set it, your ship security system, or a door on it, or a trigger. It's programmed to trigger something, and you just need to set it up.
Okay.
I like it. You've got a gear, multi-band. Radio watch compass and generic work. Cool. You've got a little radio watch.
Yeah. Apparently they break really easy.
So it's only one star? It's only one system?
It's technically yes.
But
It
there's
has
like 4 stars.
They basically ignited a whole bunch of gas giants.
Okay.
Yeah, it has subsystems.
I'd like to know how this would go in terms of astrophysics.
Probably really badly, but yeah. The radiation, it burns!
I'm more thinking about getting things to stay where they are.
What's our ship called?
The Eclipse.
The Eclipse.
The Firefly Eclipse is exactly the same.
It's an Eclipse class Star Destroyer. That's amazing.
It's
Holy
Star
shit.
Destroyer.
Well,
We just destroy
we just
everything.
run this shit.
It's a Firefly of the same genus as the one from the show. It was a former medical transport for the Independence during the war. That's why it's got the medical bay in the back. And you picked it up. Who's the captain? You're the captain. You picked it up cheaply and fixed it up. Got yourself a crew. Got a job. Kept flying.
You know.
Cool.
It keeps going as long as you don't break anything.
Then you started writing books and tracking down criminals and working with the police. That was after you were a vampire and killing people.
Wait.
I think I missed that one.
Brilliant. It was in Buffy.
Have you got my dice?
He wasn't a vampire though.
No.
He was a priest.
He
does something.
was something else.
Can you get my other dice?
He was kind of working with the evil thing.
Where are we starting?
You're starting on a planet called Beaumont. It's in the Black
Down
Turtles.
here. Oh, right
Yeah.
on the
Right on the edge.
Yeah. There.
If you remember the movie, it's a bar that they go to in the movie.
Yeah.
Before River goes insane.
More insane.
Yeah. So you won't be leaving that system probably for the game.
So it's terraformed.
Ah, yes. The important part of the game.
Yeah, cool.
Speech for the plane area.
The funniest moment of I think the last time I ran this was somebody looking at that page for 30 seconds and then saying "yo."
Yo.
Yo.
You didn't put shiny.
As a companion, am I as like slangy?
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
no. Those of you that are more
I'll give it to the
core
captain.
inclined,
I don't need it. I shouldn't look at it at all.
We might use a little bit more.
You're a doctor, not
Chinese.
a spacer?
Yes. What's a little daft there?
damn it, man! I'm a doctor, not a space bomb.
I'll just make up some Chinese. I've already forgotten what you told me about.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Shit.
I said Cheshire before, but.
Well, I like the idea that the language evolves into basically the two major languages on the planet anyway.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, some of the kind of third-party behind-the-scenes stuff says there are other languages still alive and around. That's why Niska's got that accent. But the big main one is the Chinese and English kind of mixed together because that's the proper name of the alliance is the Anglo-Sinai Alliance.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our ship.
No, this is another ship.
Oh.
Actually, pick up your stuff. We'll put this away because you don't really need it. I'll just show you.
Where'd you get that?
I got this at Supernova.
Online, you can also get it.
Yeah. Sure.
Almost that when you got your own room, you hang on the wall somewhere.
Yeah. So plus I've got the gun.
You sure you don't want to use Star Wars minis for P-Pro?
Yeah, we can. That's your ship.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, companion, I'm assuming that you also
Yeah, we're my
live in
quarters.
one of the shuttles.
Yep, okay, cool.
Titles, quite shovels, aren't they?
And then the rest of you have your true quarters in here, or if you really wanted, there's the guest quarters back here.
I'll be in the guest quarters. Because it's right next to the medical bay.
Quite possible.
They look bigger than the shuttle.
And that's why I like them as well.
Yeah. I suppose there's multiple beds in them though, so you know.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's
these are
one,
bunks.
that's two.
Where's the
that's
armory?
three. Yeah, okay.
Wherever you are.
In who's the gunslinger?
Me.
Then the armor is in your bedroom. Pretty much.
Gonna need some space.
You have all the guns. The captain has a few guns.
You can be one of
Okay, so this is bottom level.
Yes.
So cargo, if entry ramp cargo, that's the front of the ship here.
Yeah.
So straight back in the medical bay and where I am. And then...
This is the mid-level, so all these gantries
Okay, so these are stairs going up, okay.
Yeah, those stairs.
So that's really hanging over here is open space, so from here you can
that's
see
it.
into that.
Yeah.
So I can see all the guests coming in here and welcome them, my gaze.
That little platform.
With your gaze.
With your gaze, your gaze.
We'll be in our further to the... Okay.
Yeah, going up there ends up coming up here. I'm going up these stairs here. You come up here.
Oh, that bypasses the middle level.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
In case you've got to get up to the engineering in a hurry.
Which one's the captain?
In which case, my brother could sleep next door to me.
Captain's quarters.
Probably that one. It's got a single bed, but it's nice and spacious.
That one's mine then.
She'll make it.
That's a wash in Zoe's cabin with the double
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
Being as hot as I am, I need one. I need the space. And the guns.
And you can put all the guns under the bed.
Yeah, I can sleep with the guns.
We should knock a hole in this wall, but don't we?
Do you have that
Well,
many
James
guns?
got them all along the wall
Yeah.
in his room. He's got all his wall covered with guns.
Gotta sleep with one though.
Well, actually, you know, a proper guns thing would have like guns stashed throughout the ship.
Yeah.
You could, but it's slightly dangerous for the engineer around. There is this little kind of stash on the bridge there. There's a couple of storage lockers here.
Where is the engineer? Where are you staying?
That's a good question.
With the doctor up here?
Well, so if you stay there, you can go straight up to engineering, so you're actually close by. And I can keep you almost
But then, if we want to take on passengers,
Oh, that's meant to be with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could just have the sling in the thing anyway, like Caleb does.
No, I think
Kelly does have her own room as one of these, so...
where's you got a coffee dress?
That's right.
So there's 5 rooms there, and there's 6 crew. If the companion has one of the shuttles, and there's one of the normal rooms each. If you want a normal room.
Let's try and work out where this goes to.
They...
Are they the exit hatches to the outside?
Yeah, that'd probably be rear airlocks, maybe.
Because I
Yeah.
remember they had the one of the guys tracked them. I think he came through one of the outer
Yeah, he
airlocks.
did. Yeah,
So that could be the outer airlock there. Which is another reason why I'm staying there, so if the lions come, I can actually climb outside and hide.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Where's that go?
up or down to.
That's the top level, isn't it?
That's
That could be another.
that's an
another-
airlock.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's an airlock. I'm not actually sure about these 2. I'm not actually sure what those are, but that is definitely airlock.
Because can't
That's under there, so that's there, and then
go unless there's rear access to under the engine.
Could be.
Yeah. It is directly under the engine.
is there any doors up there?
Well, actually, looking at the
No.
width, it could pop on the other side here. That's one thing. It might be external.
That comes to these stairs here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you come forward. 4, 1, 2. See, both can't put them out here.
Yeah.
Oh, airlocks. Cool.
They are whatever they were. They are now.
But the main airlocks are the front,
Yeah.
the big cargo ramp, and this one here.
Okay.
So you got your general.
And I think that's the top airlock as well.
That's coming down here,
Uh-huh.
down into the cargo bay.
Which then comes down here.
Where's the cockpit again?
But the big empty area.
It's got some chairs.
Is that your figure?
Captain? Yes, we'll do it as well, Captain. That's a nice gunslinger.
Diplomatic.
Or hell helmet.
There are more on the other side.
Yeah.
They're not a stormtrooper.
Are we going to be dealing with Alliance at all?
Yes.
Because these dudes are totally the
Yeah.
Alliance
Actually-
officers.
And stormtroopers.
Can I have a look?
Or alliance.
Turn it over.
I need a snooty dude.
Yeah, he has an eye patch.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, maybe I should go him.
The ultimate cool.
Major blood.
Yeah, I might go him. And be like, hey.
The ultimate bad boy.
And
Yeah.
just because you're a male companion doesn't mean you're gay.
Okay.
You probably
Except
go,
for pay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't advertise it.
I'm not gay.
I'm happy with being
Except when it costs affordable.
Or buy. It's okay.
Right.
probably are gay, but
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily.
Actually, as compared to yes, you are bi.
Yeah.
Bought.
Yeah.
Gay for pay.
Yeah. My
No, I'm
name
going to
is
have to go
Zoe.
through and rearrange all my minis now that I'm mixed up.
Sorry. Well, you can blame everybody else. No, no way. Hang on. I'm
Still
still got
going?
mine out.
He's still.
I put it away just in case I wasn't going to use it. Is that Mara?
Yeah,
Yeah, but he plays it in the Star Wars.
in our regular stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's Arika.
Is
But
it?
close enough. Yeah. It's good enough for me.
So how do we look together?
I'm hiding because the Reavers in the cargo bay.
Why are there readers in the country?
Put wash up.
Snacks.
We've got a pilot.
Cool.
Reavers and Carver, yes. You might have left the Alliance, you haven't left your career of medical experimentation.
Okay, cool.
Got to experiment in something.
Yes. Even if it's the Sunday
So this is
roast.
the captain?
My sister's always around to experiment on.
All right.
How? Alright, so if you'll take a look at your second sheet of your character sheet. You've got actually did everybody check what time we started?
Are we
Or does
starting
everyone
now?
have the time now?
It's 1:20.
Okay, cool. We'll say we start at 1. Actually no, I can check. How long have we been recording? We've been recording for 37 minutes.
So just before
10 to
1.
1.
10 to 1.
That's good. That's mostly because it has to fit in a 3-hour slot.
They're very friendly ones.
3.5.
It never starts early.
No, no.
There's always somebody late.
And then somebody needs to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
So you will need a full set of dice for this, except the 20. You won't need to do 20.
That's just rude.
We're terrible. We really need to get more dice, Miley.
You're in addition to the full
Games
set.
should need more dice.
I know. We're
Normally they say that, but they don't actually mean it.
I recently found my
we
spare
really
dice.
actually need it.
I recently found my spare dice set and realised half of them have huge air bubbles in them, like pea-sized.
Oh no.
Those are what teachers.
As long as they roll high.
Yeah, that's not a problem as long as they're high. You'll probably also want 2 6s and 2 8s. Do you want to grab one most?
Yeah, is that alright?
no.
Sorry.
We can do one at a time. That's all right. We can just re-roll.
Yeah, this is it.
Those are the ones that are all bad. For you.
All right.
I
No,
told
they're all
them
bad for him.
that's what I meant.
They all roll bad for me.
Cool.
Thank you.
So
Maybe after this we should go and buy some.
if you go to the con, there's a shop there that is selling lots of dice.
Next weekend,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, all 4 days it goes for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shop's
So it's
full.
on,
Four
it's on
days,
the
or they're only
Monday.
doing 3.
Nah, 4.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 2 sessions on Monday though, and then the pub. And trivia is late night on the Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. Trivia.
I'm doing past
Wait, and it's in Glebe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We need to get our stuff sorted. We've been so busy this week.
The shop's really good.
The
It's
pre-registration ends Wednesday. I think it's pretty full. I think they had.
We might not be
some
able to
slots.
play a game, but if we went and just checked out the shops and everything, go to
Yeah.
trivia maybe, and just check it out.
Maybe watch some games.
Yeah.
I don't think they usually don't have people watching games. No, it's usually only people in the sessions. The only time I'd actually have somebody watching a game was somebody actually came with somebody and they said, look, this person's here with me, they're not going to play, they're just going to watch.
Yeah, okay.
I normally try and make them play when they say that. I said, well, just take this character sheet and, get some dice and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they haven't paid.
So, basically everything you do, you tell me what you want to do and I'll tell you to roll either 2 attributes or an attribute and a skill. You roll both dice, add them together, and I'm putting that against the target number I've got here on my magic screen.
Okay. And what about weapons here? They've got damage dice as well.
Yeah.
That's just the number of wounds they do or whatever, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it you got these wounds along the side?
Mm-hmm. And what's S?
It's stress.
S is stun.
Stun.
W is wound.
Yep.
When you get halfway, you start... All your dice steps go down 1. So you're quite badly injured once you fill up your boxes halfway.
Mm-hmm.
When you get full, if it's wounds, you're dead. If it's stun, you're knocked unconscious.
Okay.
Okay.
As you can see, there's, 12 boxes there?
Yep.
And a laser pistol here, D10.
Yeah, so it can
So
happen in one.
it can happen quite quickly.
Yeah.
Wait a sec, I'm going to get something.
So I've got a
main-
pistol times 2 that does D6. Does that mean each pistol does D6?
Yes.
Sick.
Yeah, you got 2 of them. And you've got those in quick draw holsters. So you can draw and shoot. In the one
So
action.
what moves do we have? Swift, move, and action?
You got two actions.
Run, shoot, kind of thing.
Yeah. And if you want, you can break one of your actions down into a two minor
They've been
actions.
painted.
Yeah.
Which is do something like open a door.
What?
So, what I'll be asking for you a lot is alertness plus intelligence, which are both attributes. That's your basic perception. So you'll be rolling that a lot, probably. Agility plus guns is another one that you'll follow. That's for basic firing with the gun. If you want to do something like whack somebody with your gun, that'll be a strength plus guns. If you're going to whack somebody with a club or something, then strength plus melee weapon,
I'd fuck the GM with my gun.
Okay.
and you go away.
So if I'm doing trying to save someone's life, it'd be intelligence plus medical
Yeah,
expertise.
yeah,
Or trying to kill someone by using medical stuff.
yeah, probably so.
What? I was just trying to remember innate dodge and innate dodge.
If you save up an action from your combat round
Yeah.
in preparing to dodge,
Yeah.
then you can use dodge instead of innate dodge.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have any actions saved, you can use one of your actions from next turn
Okay.
to use a dodge instead of an innate.
Okay, so what if you use an action for the next turn, and this turn you die? You don't technically have that next turn.
No, you
You
don't.
break the universe.
Too late.
You get a free action.
Do you break the GM?
But it didn't help, obviously, because you're dead.
So therefore, they knew you were going to die, and actually really didn't care about the second roll.
Yeah, maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Or-
Your action was die.
Oh, that was the reason why you died.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So,
Where are we starting?
Don't ask for credit because dying.
So you've also all got these chips. These I call them points, plot points, chips, and these tie in with the asset and the complication that you've got on your sheet. You've got the name of it on your stat sheet, and you've got it expanded on your background sheet. So these assets and complications, they are not on all the time. They don't work all the time. They don't have any effect normally, but if you want to use your asset, you have to spend chips to use it.
okay, yeah.
And if you want to get some chips back, you can use your complication. So, Captain, you've got a complication, things don't go smooth. And you can decide that something is going to go wrong somehow. Something with the plan.
In order to get chips back.
Something with the ship. And the more... I'll ask you, if you do that, I'll ask you how many points. How bad do you want things to go?
So if we're in a bar and we have a disagreement and I say I want 5 points of bad stuff.
5 points.
That's pretty bad.
5 points would be a lions bursting in the door.
So what? 4 points would have been the bit from the train job without the Serenity to pick you up.
Yeah. So
1 point, a guy spilling his beer on you.
Yeah.
Bar fighting, you've got to actually take some damage.
So it's gotta hurt you for your complication to work. For you to get points, it's gotta be detrimental.
Okay.
I'll also give them out for funny ideas, good role playing, stuff like that.
Okay.
You can also use them, besides from activating your asset, you can use them to change the world around you. 1 point is a minor spend, and it might just make somebody that wasn't friendly a bit friendlier towards you. 2 points might make a door that you're investigating suddenly be unlocked instead of locked. Going up towards 4 points might mean that suddenly this Alliance officer that's about to arrest you is actually a buddy of yours from school and might actually let you.
yeah.
Question.
And 6 points is like a Reaver battleship just not being there.
Well, no.
There. 10 points.
Yeah.
Yes, you can pull points, and it goes up and up. The maximum really is 12, and 12 will save your life.
So we can't pool our points together and everything just goes...
Ultimate win, no.
Yeah. Just like
Which is what we did in the Ghostbusters
we just want it to
playtest.
work.
It was the same system essentially. We pulled all our points and we got this entire Ghostbuster army to come up and save everybody.
That's right. We had the Dresden Files. We were investigating a strip club, and I used points to say, well, actually, one of the strippers in there was came to me as a detective, and I had to help her out. So I got contact in the strip club.
I spent a point in the Dresden Files when we were trying to break into the this abandoned power station.
And you failed your roll and made a huge noise.
And I spent a point to say it was a cat. And then the kids were chasing the kitty around the...
Yeah, that's a bit different system. That's a fake system. But I use them a bit like this.
Okay,
This is a heavily house-ruled version of this game. It's not even house. It's I've cut it and stripped it and...
it's almost drunk logic kind of.
Yeah.
Is that plausible? That works, so you can get away with that. Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually
funny,
played
you
it
can do
as it's written. I think that this one's a bit better.
It's really clunky to play it by the rules.
Okay. So we're in this dodgy bar, are we? On Bel-Air.
And has the captain told all of us about our plans to meet up with Jack, was it?
Jack? Yeah, it is Jack. Captain, how much have you told me?
I don't know, we're going to meet someone here.
Okay, so we're nowhere.
You've told them more than that, because more than that
I
is
told
in this
them
world.
we're meeting somebody here about a job. We're meeting a man about a dog.
Alright. I hope we actually get some money this time. I know I'll be able to anyway.
Trust me, there's money or we wouldn't be here.
This planet is fairly far out in the rim. You'd be
Pretty.
lucky to find some really nice clients.
Yeah, there might be a bit
Lovely.
There's no Atherton out here. There's no
But they're still-
smiling, charming gentlemen.
They'd be quite surprised and in awe of me, so I might be able to get some money, maybe.
But they might also be intimidated by you because you look like worth all the money.
They can't
But
afford
I'm
you.
very friendly, darling.
They can't afford you.
For more medical support.
Well, yes. But we are in dire straits. There are certain things I might have to do.
What's the crowd like in the bar tonight?
As long as you can pay the rent on your shuttle, that's all you're concerned.
Yeah.
The crowd's is pretty loose. I mean, they look fairly rough, but it's one of the nice places. It's a bar called the Maidenhead, and it's because it's the first bar. Yeah, it's like the bar that's right there in the spaceport.
Okay. Alright, so have we sort of concluded business?
No, we haven't started yet.
Oh, that bar, I mean. Or...
No, I don't. We're bar crawling.
Let's go.
So you are meeting with Fanti and Mingo, your contacts. Who do you want in the meeting with you?
I'm the gunslinger.
I'm the captain.
God damn it. I think it's because you're sitting right there and the captain almost always sits there. Captain, you're meeting with Fanti and Mingo. Who do you want with you?
I think you and you.
Wise choices.
Do you like... I'm not very conspicuous.
In the arm candy.
Alright.
You're totally conspicuous.
I need you to be conspicuous.
Well, yeah. So, do you want me to attract attention by sitting next to you, or do you want me to attract attention by sitting across the other side of the bar, away from you, and your meeting?
I prefer you to attract attention by standing behind you with a big gun.
I'd take the Vodafone.
Oh, that's
Not a problem.
Yeah. But doesn't the Maidenhead have that arms
Reception
locker?
places.
I'm just standing behind looking intimidating.
Yeah.
So you know, just like this. And you can look intimidating, can't you?
I can look pretty intimidating. So is there an arms locker, or do I just?
Yes, there is an arms locker.
Can I?
It kind of works on an honor system. There's no weapon scanners.
I see. So
So-
if I just walk in with them on my hips,
They will be taken.
It probably will, but if you've got it concealed somewhere, quite well concealed.
don't know if you can see them.
I might
in
have a
such
knife in my
tight clothing.
How long until he rides?
Big hair.
Big hair.
In-
Small
Imminent?
gun, big hair.
Yeah, I haven't got small guns.
The guy.
I've got a combat knife.
Do you still wear a bra?
Sometimes.
There you go.
I've got a combat knife. That surely can't matter. So guns.
Yeah, you'd have it in your boot. Or
Yeah, you
something.
would.
So the guns they can go into the locker, but the combat knife that's going to sit on my hip, I think, because they're not going to question knife.
Yeah, some people aren't refined enough to be able to manage forks.
Yeah, exactly.
I said eat fruit.
Or steak.
Fruit of the steak tree.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah.
Alright, so you see across the bar, there's a couple of guys that look virtually identical, sitting in a little booth, and then they're motioning over to you, Captain, to come join them.
Alright, we should go say hello.
They look like that.
What a pair of douchebags.
I warn you.
you go
They might recognize me as we walk over.
Well, but we're better to say hello.
Yes, let's.
Captain,
Yes?
it's a pleasure to see you again.
I wish I got to the same.
You always wear a charmer, Captain.
Jack Leyland, how are you?
No, this is Fancy Amigo. It's just a context.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, the context.
Isn't
is
this
wait, what's that?
weird twin?
Wait.
Sorry, I missed that. I must be reading. Sorry.
So, Captain, we're very glad that you decided to take our offer.
Well, your offer was tempting. I have a very busy schedule and,
Well, you know, of course, that we're simply middlemen. We don't pay you for this. This is coming from somebody else.
Oh, of course.
And they were very specific that you accept the mission before knowing the entire details. But even we do not know the details.
How can I do the sense motive on these guys?
Intelligence plus alertness. Unless you have a high level skill that you'd rather use.
This sounds like bullshit.
No, I have a D4 in socialize.
I've got survival myself.
But I have a D4 in that too.
Was that 11?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Alright, these guys are shifty. They're shifty, but then again, they've always been shifty. That's kind of just the way they are, and you don't actually think they're lying to you.
Okay.
Are they afraid? Can I try and determine if they're afraid of this person?
Yeah.
Like when they refer to this person, this rich person, if they sort of have a quiver in their voice, or they're sort of a bit apprehensive about even naming him, or
Talk about when they're talking about the guy whose ship you want to get on board. Same thing, alertness plus intelligence.
I've got pretty good socialize as well, but okay, cool. Where's my D8? Yeah. 5.
You don't think so, but you have finding it hard. I mean, these guys, they're middlemen, and they're very used to having to deal with crews. Yeah, they could very easily be lying or acting. So, I said, well, basically, you know the plan, Captain. You have to get aboard this ship. The ship will be arriving here tomorrow.
I see.
And then be leaving here for a trip across the system. With several stops along the way.
What time?
What time?
What time will it arrive?
Midday. Midday local time.
Will you two boys be with them?
No.
Do you look disappointed?
Does this ship have
We are
a...
strictly information brokers. We don't.
Yeah, you don't have much
engage in such
information.
activities.
Information brokers with no information aren't very good
Does this ship have a name?
information brokers.
The ship is called the Aces and Eights.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
You've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reputation precedes it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody along the rim has heard of it, of course.
Oh, well,
Everybody knows the reputation of Jack Leyland as a guy that got so much money and so bored he decided to build himself a ship that he can fly around taking other people's money.
so we're going to do a job for him to somehow get money?
You should be
Somebody
getting-
else has paid you
To get on
to
the ship.
get on his ship. Or is going to pay you to get on his ship and do something.
Okay.
Get on. This could be interesting. This could be legitimate or fun.
Yeah.
Since when have you ever done anything legitimate?
I try to keep respectable. It helps you get into certain ports.
I'm
Well, no, he helps you get into certain...
I decided not to comment on that.
Any port in the store? Any?
This sounds like a job that I'm happy to do.
So let's talk details when we're in better company.
Okay, cool.
Well, there's one other thing, Captain. You see,
Uh-oh.
we're somewhat curious, and we're not the only ones. You see, Mr. Leyland here, everybody knows that his crew is, well, available. Available for jobs. Much the same as your crew is available for jobs. But there's been an interesting development recently where a lot of the planets that his jobs have been taking place have suddenly been attacked by reavers afterwards.
Maybe he is one who
Now,
wears
we
a
don't
mask.
like our planets being attacked by reavers.
Maybe
So as a little bonus, and he pulls out a bit of paper and writes down a very large number on it and slips it to you across the table. As a little bonus, if you could perhaps find out exactly why this is.
Anything up front?
yeah.
That's a
Right.
nice thing. Yeah, we
Do
kind of need
we
it.
get hazard pay?
You need
The
some
pay
sort-
you're getting is for being hazardous, Captain. I think you know that.
Yeah, but reavers. Just a question. What are you on reavers?
What do you mean? What am I?
Yeah.
Do I understand whether
Do you know they're real or
storyline.
not?
in game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alright, well this is before the Serenity movie.
Uh-huh.
So that big broadcast that told everybody that the Alliance made the Reavers, that hasn't happened. So generally Reavers are
The Alliance made the Reavers.
that hasn't happened. However,
Yeah. So there's still,
Most Reavers were a myth.
yeah,
In a world, those guys was a big myth.
but people from the core.
No, they
people
are.
on the rim knew that they were actually real, but
Yeah.
Yeah. And
people in the
basically,
core consider them like the boogeyman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had never seen me no reavers.
Yeah.
well, most leaving people generally.
Yeah.
If you've seen them, then you're imminently not living.
Yeah.
So I'm still really
Reavers.
not bothered by this, and quite
They'll
keen.
kill you, they'll
to-
rape
Yeah, but
you,
when
they'll
you mention
skin you, and
Reavers,
if
I
you're
go-
very, very lucky, they'll do it in that.
I go,
I
yeah.
love that line.
Okay.
Well, not sure about that second thing. It's tempting, but I'm
Well,
not.
you're going to be on the ship anyway, Captain. Oh, I tell you what. Besides that, how about I don't know what this job you're going to have to do is, but if Leyland is still alive at the end of it, you could bring him to a certain location,
And
and we will interrogate. Well, We'll ask him some questions about why the Reavers seem to fancy following him around.
That sounds.
Maybe he is one that wears a mask.
That seems unlikely.
He's-
Reavers playing poker, that's a good one, Cap.
Question: brown coats.
Broncos are the independents
Yeah.
that lost the war.
Yeah.
They're the
Against
South,
the
except they're
Alliance.
good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a brown coat, that generally means you're not fond of the Alliance and people that are heavily
We're
Alliance
associated.
favouring.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also probably, you have a natural affinity for the Rim and the more dusty planets
Yeah.
and
Okay.
horses. And
We don't like them pepper bellies.
You don't like Big Brother.
I do, but I can't go there anymore.
Yeah, we don't talk about that either.
yeah, the Doctor is tolerated, basically because he's so good, or she's so good.
Yes.
Is it he or she now?
She.
It is she.
And then you have female as well.
And of course, she is also very, very good.
Yeah, the engineer.
In fact, we're all gender bending, aren't we?
Yes.
All right. So, is that our business concluded with these two?
We haven't
douchebags?
accepted the job yet.
Okay.
Well, no, you have.
We have?
Yes, you by coming here, you accepted the job.
Okay.
You'd already accepted
We
the
can't
job.
walk
It's
away.
just its second bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a short game.
That second part, I'll. You're asking me to put my neck on the line and the rest of my crew.
No more than it is already. I'm not asking you to go hunting Reavers.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
No, you're saying
You're on the ship.
You've got to let the Reavers hunt you.
You're on the ship. You're already going to be on that ship. That is we agreed upon. We know that Reavers follow this ship around, wherever it stops.
So that risk we've already
So,
signed
if you
up
want
to.
some extra money, just tell them why.
Okay, maybe it's something in the plumbing.
Yeah. I mean, my support is to swindle wherever we can. And
I want to try and get your not your reaction because
Yeah.
you don't think that
I like money. Money buys guns. Guns.
But
I like
Reavers?
guns. Guns. You know, Reavers. Guns.
We're talking about the fact that Reavers scared James shitless in the series,
Guns.
and guns don't work on them.
Yeah, they
More
do.
guns.
Well,
Bigger guns.
yeah, but it takes longer.
Bigger guns.
Grenades.
Grenades.
He likes grenades against Reavers.
No shit missiles.
Okay, have I asked me to say yes to the second part right now?
Yes.
Money buys guns. That's all I say.
Money buys fuel.
Yeah, money buys.
And food.
my red can't support the whole shit.
No.
But your
How much
ass
money are
can.
we getting compared to the big
I don't
amount?
have to
What's
pay
the
for
offering
it.
for?
Okay.
It's not as much as the big amount for the job.
Oh.
It's about half as much, which is still a significant pay.
Extra bonus.
You know what? What the hell? Maybe it's nothing. We'll take it.
Alright.
So this where's this?
Either find out why the Reavers seem to be attacking the planets that he crew
He's
do jobs
been to.
on, or bring him to us and we'll find out.
Oh, we can find out and tell you.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
we'll
perfectly
try.
acceptable.
Yeah, we'll try. And
Just
if we
find
can't,
it.
we'll bring him back. We'll try and find out because then we'll get the money. But if we can't, we'll bring him
Well,
back.
I didn't mean as
That's
in
part
we
one,
capture
part two.
him, interrogate him, and
That's
get him
part
to
two.
tell
Part
us.
one is
Yeah,
just
and
establishing.
then come back with that information
find
so
out
that
the
they
rest
don't have
once
to do
you
it,
find
and then we
out.
get paid.
Okay, so where's this? Where's it sitting down? The answers and names.
Is
Right here, Beaumont.
Which dock?
94.
96 actually.
Whichever one is assigned when it gets into orbit.
Okay. So we need a.
So
Alright.
we need
Okay.
a mark.
What?
We need a mark.
Is
A mark.
Jax expected to survive the questioning? Because I'm just wondering, we're on a shitty Firefly. What's the Aces and Jax like?
It's bigger.
It's luxury.
It's a bit nicer. He's got... Well, you don't really know. You only know of it. You don't really know it. But you imagine from what you heard that it's a nicer ship.
Alright.
So, are they left now?
Well, it's kind of there, but they hang around.
Okay.
You can leave now.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm going to leave and take this to the
Alright.
to the rest of the crew.
Well, before that happens, I might like to bank up some extra plot points. And so, my complication is memorable. So it says, some of the finest companions of the verse would literally kill to look like you. Once a person has seen you, they'll likely never forget. The image of your radiant beauty burned into their minds.
That's correct.
This can be a problem if you try to be discreet, and going undercover in a town you've been to before is virtually impossible. So we're in a bar. I could get noticed by someone who might not like to notice us, or not like me.
How badly would you want that to take effect? How many chips?
Yeah, let's start with 3.
Okay. Okay.
Kind of like as we turn to go.
I don't know.
And you're like,
Well, no, if you're taking suggestions from the floor, I think... No, actually, it turns out you murdered the family of the people who were running security on the ship.
No, we're in the bar. We're in the bar, not the ship.
at the moment.
Yeah.
You're trying to stockpile some chips.
I know, but, pay it for.
They're fighting over the iPad.
That's my iPad.
Not anymore. It's been done.
Mark, can you grab that? Please, the iPad.
But no, it's kitties. Do you have cat games for your iPad?
Yes.
See, we had to on the old
I had
one.
to stop it because they became obsessed with any and all iPads. So I just stopped doing it.
Elizabeth did that. I just left it on the couch. We went down to the shops, and
Yeah.
she did that, and I caught it doing it again.
Yeah, that's what our lounge shed looks like.
Okay.
Okay, so 3 chips worth. Okay, so that's taking effect. That's in the background. It doesn't have any immediate effect to you right now.
Someone notices.
Somebody has noticed you in some way, and that's
Okay.
not going to be good for you. Okay, doctor and engineer, while these 3 are meeting, what are you two doing?
I was actually in the same bar,
Yep.
meeting up with some contacts, some money from the captain earlier to buy some more medical supplies for the ship.
Okay, I assume it's not above board.
Oh, most medical
Dodgy.
supplies are tough to get.
Yeah.
So trying to get quality medical supplies on the room is difficult. So you just have to kind of deal with these rough types to get the work done. I don't like doing these ruffians, but that's why I thought I'd do it in the same bar where the captain is, so I've got some backup if that goes wrong.
Are you taking backup?
You guys are there. So I kind of knew you were in the background. Now, if you hold on to, the guy who I'm meeting with could be the person that's in.
It could be. So
That could be really bad for everyone if they give you the wrong type of medical supplies.
I'm not the one getting shot.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
So okay, what happened was you met some guys over the Cortex. You used a few kind of underground connections to, what you have in the way of underground connections to try and get these guys to meet you here. They demanded half pay up front,
Okay.
which you gave them because that you needed.
This is the captain.
And so they've met you here in the bar.
money.
They've met you here in the bar, and now they've got a big bag, full of stuff. They kind of open up and show it. It looks like it's the goods.
Okay.
But they now are increasing the price of it, and they're saying that they now want twice as much as they initially did.
Well, you can't change negotiations.
You know-
I struck a deal with your boss. We're going to come back for more supplies later on. We have to stick by the original agreement.
Yeah, but
So what supplies are you actually getting?
It's probably going to be drugs, probably some basic
Poison.
medicines and stuff like that.
sutures, paddings, bandages. We have these if you want to pass secret notes to each other.
But decent quality stuff, not the rags you get out in the rim. I'm guessing that they have to come by because they're probably stolen from a transport ship going to the Alliance.
Quite possibly. So these are some really rough-looking guys, and one of them kind of walks around the table and
leans down close to you, and you can see just on the table, he's pulled a knife out. He's kind of holding it to your belly.
Does anyone else notice this? Like
Possibly.
me?
I'm just wondering, does that mean it's hidden on me?
It can be.
Good. You like it?
Actually,
there's,
put it in my medical. I've got my medical bag. Put it in there.
Yeah.
Make sure no one can see it.
would I would I notice this? Like
You can roll to see if you know.
being security, like, you know. Okay, what do I need to roll?
Roll
Alertness.
alertness plus perception.
Yeah, you knew I was here doing the deal, so you'll keep an
Skill.
eye over this overview and everything.
10.
Okay, you've noticed that something's happening.
And the guys walked up to him.
Yeah, you can't see the knife. You don't know exactly what's happening.
Can I discreetly sidle up behind this guy with the knife and get my own combat knife into his backside
Well, the thing is,
and sort of whisper,
you are memorable.
I am.
And so, I mean, it was already half the guys in the bar, if not all of them, were already checking you out.
Of course.
Everybody notices when you stand up and start walking over towards them. The only guy that doesn't notice is the one that's actually standing over the doctor with the knife. But all the rest of his guys do. So he's standing there over you and he's saying, look, the boss ain't paying us so much these days, so how about you give us your money and we go take these goods and sell them to somebody else?
Alright. So can I put the knife behind that guy and say, look.
Well, while that's happening,
Yeah.
you walk up behind, and one of the other guys, because there's two of them, stand up and goes, hey boss, we got some action, and he's reaching down under the table for something. And you can see, you know, he's clearly looking at you.
Alright, can I now walk in and actually spend a point? I have a good name around these parts. I'll read the thing. As a registered companion, I am automatically granted respect and prestige wherever I go. I'll particularly stand out and be admired when visiting worlds on the Rim, where folks that most likely have never seen a proper companion will marvel at my grace and skills. So everything's getting a bit heated here.
Yeah.
And I just want to bring some calm and maybe help this deal that's going wrong a bit.
I've got a better idea. What if I throw my knife at the guy who's trying to get through the table?
I think it's going covert to actually draw my secret gun.
Okay. Roll.
I'm guessing going to be probably either agility.
Yeah, agility and covert to subtly draw it by the skills. Okay, so you've walked up
Yeah.
Sixes.
and you're saying this. You
Five.
can just say this without spending a
Without
point.
spending a point?
Six.
Yep. See how it goes.
6.
5 and a 1.
Maybe use a bit of my willpower and alertness or something.
Well, yeah, you can either roll to try and affect them, or you can. The thing with spending a point is that it just works.
Oh, okay, right. All right. Well, let's
and
see how
you
it
get
goes
a
first.
stronger effect.
Yeah. Okay. What do I need to roll if I'm just going to see how it goes first? Just walking in on
It
this.
just
and...
works.
Ah!
Okay.
Ah!
If you don't roll well, it just works.
Yeah.
You've walked up,
Yeah.
and you're kind of saying, now, let's all
Yeah.
keep a calm head in there. You've walked up, kind of behind them. You got this interesting dynamic where first you're a distraction,
Yeah.
and then you were a distraction, so you're kind of distracting from the doctor, and you're distracting from the gunslinger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
So-
get in this with the things don't go smooth? One of the guys throws a punch.
Things aren't going smooth already.
Yeah, but this thing's getting worse. One of the
You want them
guys.
to go less smooth.
Yes. One of the guys throws a punch, and then it's on.
They've already all got knives and guns in their hands.
It's high. It's
A bit more
Oh,
tense.
it's escalating.
One of the guys makes the first move and into a fight. They're all standing there off, and then one of them goes fine and just it starts.
You hide on one hand almost.
Oh, okay, well,
I'd like
my attempt at trying to do this that is not going to work.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
I like to spark the powder.
So roll.
Oh. What am I rolling? What's
You want to roll willpower
8
plus.
Oh, that was the
socialize
socialize.
or influence. Willpower
Alright,
plus
sorry.
influence.
Influence.
Influence
10.
a D10. Thank you. And willpower 8. 6.
Shit. You didn't hit the target.
No.
So they're kind of you're providing a small distraction, but they're not actually paying any attention to what you're saying.
Okay.
They're already in kind of how's this going to play out. Kind
Okay.
of.
What about my knife in the dude's back?
Which is maybe why mine didn't work.
Yeah, you're trying to be diplomatic, but let's put it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to be doing none of that.
Thugs.
You want to use your
I was going to use the bigger one, but
Well,
that's at the bottom of a bunch of stuff.
all that's going on. I'm going to use my intelligence and scientific engineering, grab 2 of the vials that I know will have an interesting reaction when their contents are mixed, and mix them.
What kind of interesting reaction, or just some interesting reaction?
I leave that up to the discretion of the GM. I don't care, it's just there's going to be an interesting distraction.
You make a really good cocktail.
I don't know, it's my...
This is really
It
good.
turns out one of the vials you grabbed was Drambuie, and
It's 14 points, 14 of interesting distraction.
What about one's exploding and one's exploding plus?
you see what your double dealing has gotten us into.
Who, me?
Raising the price.
Just grab the bag and run.
We really can't.
So you're sitting there, unbeknownst to anybody, you actually have your laser pistol out, ready. You've walked up, you've pulled your knife.
I've said, hey guys,
Were you
no one's
attempting at
listening.
all to be covert about that? Or you just...
I was sidling up behind him, like to whisper his ear and have a knife in his back, much like he was doing it to the doctor.
To be fair to her, no one's looking at her hands.
And
I have
so
pretty
that
tight
means
clothes on.
if the guy in the middle pulls something on him, she's got him covered, and he's gonna. So almost.
Alright, the problem is, you're memorable. Every guy in the bar's already looking at you. There's no way you can pull that knife without
at
everybody
least.
noticing.
Fine, I'll pull it out.
Yeah.
They're looking at this though.
I work on the basis that Han Solo shot first. I'm getting ready to shoot.
Looking at my humps.
So, everybody has noticed that you pulled this knife.
Deal is going
And
down.
they all kind of,
Everything goes
gradually,
very
everybody
quiet.
in the room kind of realizes, hang on, there's
Sits up straight.
there's
like,
this shit going down in this little dark corner over here.
gets the popcorn out.
Guys, calm down.
I've got an idea how to start this. Is there someone going around with drinks?
Yeah. Few.
Is there someone who's kind of trips someone and knocks the drinks over, and then there's just an all-out bar brawl?
Wait, trips over, runs into the back of me, and I stab the guy in the back. With the knife.
Yeah, unfortunately, impetus means the doctor's suddenly going to be operating on her own gut wound.
Okay, Captain, using your things don't go smooth.
Yes.
You can instigate a bar brawl,
Yes.
but it has to be detrimental to you or the crew.
I get drinks spilled on me. Well,
Well, like I said, you've got 14 points of interesting chemical reaction to work with.
let's see. Detrimental to us.
We blow up the medical supplies.
It kind of works with my my complication as well. Because my awness, like my, it says, I find myself caught off guard when dealing with someone that is not awestruck by my very presence. So I get a bit overconfident and pissed off.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm talking!
There's a distinct lack of metrosexuals out on the rim.
Yeah. So I might.
Nobody in this bar has even complimented your hair.
Yeah.
They're too busy looking at me.
It's
So
been like an hour.
I'm getting ready to stamp my
Okay,
foot.
but
And even more your best iPad.
So while things are heating up,
The captain looks to the engineer and says, "What the fuck are you doing with this mess? Where's this crap?" And grabs the formula that he made and just throws it across the bar. We've got important shit to look at.
Look
You
at
know
that.
to deal with.
that.
Stop mucking around.
What about if it crashes into the tray of drinks and for some reason just goes...
Actually,
No!
yes, it lands in an open container of alcohol, which complicates the reaction. Extremely complicates
Okay,
the
somebody's
reaction.
gonna. Okay, I'd already decided what it was. If you want to now change that, somebody's have to go to spend some points.
No, go for it.
Sounds good.
So, Captain, are you actually spending something to escalate this, or is it escalating enough on its own?
I want things to actually, start.
It's not spending; it's receiving. It's bad.
It's bad for us. This the whole.
Yeah.
So
Throwing all this
how many
attention.
points of bad was it for you?
2.
You want 2 points of bad.
Wow, so that's overall 5 points of bad.
Only 1 point good. I'm happy going good.
Well, I was about to spend a good one, but it didn't.
Okay, 2 points
I don't
of
think
bad.
it's going to help with how much bad we're getting.
This has gotten very confusing.
Well, it is our job to break this.
So we've got
as we can.
a chain. You, bad guy, Doctor, with other bad guy holding something under the table. Doctor's holding something under the table. Engineers come around, trying and start digging through the supplies. Companion is standing there, demanding that people pay attention to him. Captain is just watching, but has decided that things should be more interesting.
And the twins are probably thinking this was a really bad idea.
Here we go.
The twins probably think hiring you was a really bad idea.
Probably.
Observing from.
We are starting to get annoyed. Yes, we are.
Do you guys have to use a personal pronoun?
I love that. So awesome. Okay, what happens is the captain snatches these couple of things that you've mixed.
Is that magic?
What the fuck are you doing? Throws it over the room. And it turns out that you'd actually made a flashbang.
I love chemistry in the morning.
And when that bang goes off, shit is going to hit the wall. So, if the vial spins through the air...
Everyone watching?
I'm watching that.
I'm more
Except
like,
for the engineer, who actually knows it's a flashbang. Right, the engineer's kind of like...
The engineer's a bit all over the place. He may know it's a flashbang, he may not. So, Captain, you spent the points.
Yeah.
Where do you want the flashbang to land?
Right in the middle of everybody.
What, near us?
Near all the.
What about in the bar?
You've got to take out the mirror.
Mirror. But
It's a bar brawl.
Yeah.
Mirrors are always lost in bar brawls.
I like that in the mirror because it's gonna have glass going everywhere.
Yeah, more.
Into alcohol as well?
Yeah.
Like cut people up and they're like,
Yeah, you take out the mirror and the top row of spirits.
Yeah. And the bartender just happens to
And the
duck just in time when
No. The bartender gets hit in the blast and he's really pissed off.
Yeah.
What happens is, okay, it goes flying across the room, detonates, bang, flash. You're all blinded and deafened. And so is everybody else in the bar. You can hear broken glass. Well, if you could hear. There's broken glass everywhere. It shatters virtually all the bottles. Like, it seems like it was almost a concussion grenade as well. It's just this wave that's gone out and knocked people off their feet. And alarms start ringing throughout the entire place. Metal shutters start coming down behind the shelves of alcohol. That alarm means that the Alliance, the local feds have automatically been called. So they're going to be arriving here very soon.
I'm shouting out, I think it's time to get out of here!
Grab the meds and run.
Alright, so is it in the combat phase now? And how's it going to work?
Well, pretty much.
Okay.
So can we try and attempt to grab the meds from the guy who had the...
Yeah, I'm going to go in the order that you originally acted. So, Doctor, Gunslinger,
Companion,
Engineer, Captain.
Okay.
So, Doctor, you've got the first move. Your eyesight is just clearing. Your hearing's still pretty gone.
I'm doing the easy way. I'm assuming the medical supplies will be on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm dropping on the ground under the table and grabbing the medical supplies.
Okay.
Okay? I'll then go look for the exit and try to get the hell out of there.
Yep.
So is that
I'm
two
assuming,
moves?
one move is to drop to the ground.
And grab.
The second move is to grab where you grab the thing.
Yeah.
Will that be like a half action?
Yeah, 1.5 kind of. So you can do something else small.
Orientate to the
Shout,
exit?
you know.
No, get ready to dodge. In case someone starts throwing a knife at me.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna push the guy in front of me into the guy, like, about to pull something out from underneath the table.
Yeah.
Push him away, and then grab and start
Me, the companion.
and then start running, like, because my guns are in the locker.
Okay. So, does that mean...
There's a lot of other people running that way as well.
Okay.
There's quite a crowd.
Well, I'll be ending up using this one as a battering ram.
So that's going to be good looking to ruggedly
You're
good
being
looking.
Do you know there's a back exit? A loading dock, maybe you can get out of.
I need my gun locker. Need my guns.
Ah, yes, true.
Well, if he's grabbed me and I'm like going to be running, then can I still save a point for a dodge?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
So you're just running.
Yep.
Okay, engineer. That worked.
That was fun.
Do you know when I played it was Joe who was playing that, and he was completely insane.
I'm blind. Woohoo!
Yes. Well, I mean, that was fun. What's that?
Can I have a drink?
Shiny?
Yeah, shiny.
I'll give you a couple points for having loose brain pan enough to actually do that.
Well, everyone else seems to be going. Following them is a good idea, but I'll tell the nearest guy. You know, good stuff. You must do this again. No, they're leaving. Bye.
Yeah, the twins.
Yeah, I'll wait for the twins too. As we hear out.
It's going to be fun working with you.
Alright, Captain.
So who's near me? And what are they doing?
Well,
The engineer.
yeah, engineer's kind of there.
Doctor's
moving
lagging
towards
a
the
little
door.
bit behind because he's going for
Yeah, the
the
doctor's kind of was under the table grabbing the medical supplies. These two are just running for it.
Gun locker.
I think it's a better idea if we get out of here.
So maybe...
Yeah, but she's not going to leave her guns.
Yeah.
I too.
How are you going to get out of here without guns?
You've got so many more back on the
It's
ship.
They're my favourites. My favourites. Law and Order.
Okay, guns, and then we leave.
Yeah, but then you should have special victim.
Unless someone's looking for a fight. Is anyone looking for a fight?
Everybody seems to be going except for the two thugs.
So maybe we
You
should
were in a
also-
mess, in a pile.
They are a bit. They're not completely useless though. I'll let them go now. One of them seems to have the guy that had the knife out. He seems to have accidentally stabbed the other guy when you pushed him,
What a tragedy.
which is not good for you
Because
because
the feds are on their way.
yeah, and that's it's a murder.
He murdered.
And you're
Yeah.
memorable.
Yes.
The guy did the murdering, not me.
Yeah, you were there.
So was the rest of the bar.
But you're memorable.
But you were caught on film.
With a knife.
And the other guy is going to try and grab the medical bag back off you. And the guy, he's been pushed.
You may want to
accidentally
call out
stabs
at
his
this
friend.
point.
Gone, oh shit, and tried to grab.
Did
it back off.
I knew about your medical deal? Okay, I'm gonna.
Pay for it.
Yeah, I'm going to do something about the guy trying to grab the medical bag.
Well, you've already had your turn.
What?
So.
I didn't do anything.
So we're doing a.
You said you were running. You said you were getting out of here.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check the video. Check the video. So opposed 10 seconds to me.
Video.
I wish they didn't hear Phil.
So, everyone else is heading for the stairs and they're starting to monster you. Yes?
Yes. We're doing a opposed check here.
It will be his strength plus unarmed
Versus.
unarmed combat versus you have a dodge.
Okay.
He's quite good at unarmed combat.
7.
7. You do not dodge.
Uh-oh.
He does. 3.
I dodge.
You dodge. You're spending a point on that, really. He did 3 stun. It takes a while to go down from a fist fight. And that's his turn.
Mm-hmm. So now it's your turn, is it?
Yeah.
Bugger off out of there.
Okay, cool. You just double move.
Yep.
Get out of there.
Head down low. Keep my head face away from any cameras. We're still wanted by the Alliance.
We didn't get the meds.
You want to do a lot more by the Alliance now.
Mm-hmm. And also looking out, trying to make sure Wisdom or sister is. Make sure she's ahead of me. Yes, I agree. It was a really good thing. Now keep running.
So what, you haven't called out any distress or anything from being hit?
No.
Alright.
Have I gotten to the gun locker?
She realised
Yes.
that she's smart enough though.
How many
It's not
turns will it
gonna
take for me to get my guns out of the gun locker?
Oh no, see that would have quite changed what my next action would be.
That's probably why she wouldn't do it either.
All of this turn.
Get my guns out of the gun locker.
Yeah. Okay, companion. Gunslinger, you're at the gun locker.
Well, I'd probably get her guns out. Or
Yeah.
the captain's guns out because it's probably in the same basket.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay, so and I can see across the room that they didn't get the med supplies.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I grabbed
He
it.
grabbed them, but got hit.
What's her name?
She got
I forget her
grabbed.
name.
And I can see you're on your way, and you're on your way.
Crusher, Beverly.
Where's the ship? Where's our ship?
It's
And
very
Wendy?
close by because this is a port that's basically in the spaceport.
And the pilot's
It's a
in the ship?
pilot's in the space. Yeah, the pilot will be in the ship.
Are we able to?
Bay
I
327.
do I have a radio on me with the multiband? I can
Yeah.
radio to the pilot and say warm up the ship.
Hey, I say that. I'm the captain.
Warm up the shuttle.
Well, not my shuttle. I'm leaving you guys.
Well, I'll just sort of stand with these guys while they're getting the guns on their turn. I'm not going to run ahead. I'm a bit weak. So I just want to keep the group together a bit. So
Okay, well, I'll let you pretty much delay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
You can jump in at any point
yeah, okay.
later.
Smack
So-
someone in the face.
Yeah.
Throw a bottle at somebody.
Well, at the moment, no one's doing something to us, so I'm just,
Looking out.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, you guys are all a bunch of fools that caused all this stuff. We're going to be in a lot of shit.
So, engineer.
Sis is
She's behind you.
that's cool. How long is a response likely to take to something like this?
Moments.
Oh no, that's fine. How big is a response like that usually going to be? Like a couple of deputies?
Oh, yeah, it won't be a huge amount.
It's a bar fight. They're
It's
probably
enough.
used to.
Unless somebody has spent some chips to make it bigger.
That's receiving chips.
Yeah, receiving chips.
Yes, receiving. So you'd expect maybe 3.
Squads.
3 targets of opportunity.
Yes.
With stun battens or something.
Well, I'm just keeping up with everyone else.
Yeah. So I guess we've got to spend a round getting the...
Grab the money bag with the money we'd agreed to pay for the medicine, and throw it at the thugs.
Why are you giving them the money?
We agreed on the transaction.
So it's still it's not the double the money that they asked for.
No,
It's just the
no.
agreed money.
Free
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
We're not thieves.
Yeah.
You fool!
Well, not
No, actually,
today.
you are thieves.
We're not thieves today.
Yeah.
And it's not my money, so I don't mind.
Does it go everywhere and cause a bigger distraction though?
That's the idea.
Like the rest of
No,
the rest of
You're-
the bar.
I'm
Intention is still to
purely.
be
We agreed
good.
a transaction.
Yeah. But it might also help in being a
In mine, it actually does go everywhere and flutter everywhere.
Oh, it's your money.
Okay, so the engineer, he goes, no, wait, I'm going to be honourable about this.
Think of Mashita.
We'll just assume that you somehow picked up the bag of money at some point.
I'll be a bit old. Hang on, just
Yeah.
look off.
So you fling it, and you know, in your mind, you're giving it to the people who really deserved it. When in fact, it's open at the top, so you flung it, and it's just gone, whoosh, oops, whatever, and it's like time stops, and the entirety of everybody in the bar just watches
Money.
as this money goes whoosh out, and more than half of the people that were running for the door are now running in the other direction
Money.
to get the money.
That was my point, anyway. Now it's our cue to exit.
Oh, Bob, say it.
Alright.
It is the perfect cover for your getaway.
Okay, cool.
I got our guns.
I honestly wasn't even thinking about that. No, purely, you should have honoured the deal.
So the deal would have been, though, you would have had the money to deliver to the table to pay. I wouldn't actually have the cash on me. So it made sense he had the money.
Okay.
As though we would trust him with the money.
I trust him with my life.
Yeah. Alright, so we get out of there or don't we?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Now the captain.
You do get out of there, but somebody's face
It's good
gets plastered up on the cortex, wanting in connection to bar brawl and a possible murder.
Let's get you a hat.
Can,
Well, actually, I can do plastic surgery.
this doesn't.
Yeah, but can you do good plastic surgery?
Excellent plastic surgery.
I've got a better idea. I've got a better idea.
And everything.
We've got a sweet hacker pilot that might be able to.
You know what you do? We can do something simpler, you know.
I can remove your I can just remove your nose. Right? I just cut the tricks both
Well,
down.
see, okay, there's your name.
I've got my guns here. Just try it.
Well, I'm sure they hate being burdened with good looks. So we can
Or, if you prefer, I can just punch you in the face.
Number 2, try it. we got a hacker pilot. Like, hack my name on face off that thing.
I don't think I think it's going to cause
That's
more trouble than it's
extremely
worth.
difficult and risky.
That's going to be cause more trouble than it's worth. We'll buy you a hat.
Oh my god.
A bail.
You have to spend them.
No. See, this is where
is
things
the
going wrong
consequence
would
for
again
getting
come
them.
into play. So the
Don't-
pilot gets you off the bar brawling charge. Unfortunately, she associates you with something else.
Yeah.
Or put someone else on there in the party. You just become Muslim, wear the full hijab.
It's alright, we'll be in the ship and you just gotta lay low for a while.
Yeah, but we've got a job to do.
Yeah. We've got to get back on track.
Yes.
So, it's at this point when we're finally back on the ship, I can tell them about the job. So now that's all out of the way, I tell them about the job and the Reaver ship part.
And what's the good news?
The good news is we get paid if we do when we do it.
So you accepted the job, you have no idea what we're doing, though.
Not really. You know that you have to get on board the ship. The X's and Eights. Owned by-
She asked us a character. Okay.
There's 40 minutes.
Thank you, Captain. You enjoyable way to get our crew
now
killed. Your crew killed.
Or you might get killed, we can always stop flying.
Yes, well, that's actually not an option for me at the moment. Yes, okay.
Alright, well.
Well, at least when it supplies, we can patch up the wounds you get. And I'll look at her.
Not that bad a shot.
So the question is really getting onto the ship. Do you want to do this the legitimate way or the fun way?
Well, legitimate way is hard. You see, Jack flies around the verse in these mobile poker tournaments, essentially.
And with his own crew and security.
Yeah, and they're very exclusive games. It's pretty much invite only.
I'm thinking a world-class companion.
Yeah, might be
Might
able
get
to pull some
invoice?
strings. I might, do I have to roll? I might see if there's, I mean, I'm confident that I would be able to contact and possibly get in a little
So,
bit of way
what's the exact
by
terms of
pretending
the
to be
job?
someone else.
We don't know. Get on the ship, find out the rest of the rules of the job.
Oh, so someone on the ship will contact
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Secondary job is
Ah,
about the
well,
Reavers.
there goes that plan.
What?
I was thinking.
Shit. Well, shit.
Well, I'm breaking it, not
you go
so
to
much blowing it up.
and have the gunslinger act as a companion.
Well,
You could easily pull it off.
I might be able to. I might be able to get us on actually, because I already know Jack. I have a previous history with him. So
Dun, dun.
Yeah, this could have come in. You could have mentioned that.
I could have, but it wasn't pertinent until about now.
That's interesting. And how do you know Jack?
I used to be a part of his crew.
Oh.
When? About what time?
How long ago?
while ago.
Couple of years.
Couple of years.
After the war.
Let me get. So, if you actually see a storm again, how would that go about?
Is he likely to shoot you?
That was a long time ago. I'm sure he's gotten over that.
So I'm guessing you dressing up as a companion is probably off the table.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a good. That's
Would he believe you've got training from a companion?
No, I don't think he would.
How big's
No.
the crew?
his crew.
Yeah.
He would know me.
No, I'm thinking in terms of the engineering crew on that ship.
When you were there were about 4 or 5 others, generally, in crew. And then a couple of passengers, maybe another 4 or 5 passengers for Jack to play his games with.
Yeah, but the actual engineering people who know how to run the engines, how many would there have been?
There would have been an engineer.
That engineer likely to go
Have an accident?
on shore leave?
And met have an accident.
Yes. A deeply unfortunate accident. That's okay. We have a very competent doctor who can look after them.
That's not a bad idea at all. But it's whether or not the DM will do this. But
No, whatever you want to try. You can do. There's no road closed.
my face is up on the screens at the moment, like everywhere. They know what planet, they know what town, and everything.
You need a place to hide.
No, but this Jack guy will clearly see it when he arrives tomorrow, that I'm everywhere.
If he hasn't already.
If
Would
he
he
hasn't
be-
already. So if his engineer was to have an accident, he's going to need a new crew member. At least one, because, you know. And does he know anybody here on the planet? I don't know, but he certainly knows me,
But he's not going to talk to you.
isn't he?
Would he protect you?
I think.
I don't know.
If
Oh, it's
he
not about
knows-
protection, but he might need
Well, you
more
need
crew,
to.
and if
But
I
what
used to
talk
work
to
on
you
his
don't-
crew, perhaps he might want me back.
But why would he talk to you if he wanted by the alliance?
Were you
Because he
friends?
knows me.
But why would? But you're a liability.
They have a history.
They have a history.
So
So that's where he
you have a
you could
history
pull
where
this, where you need protection, and you're contacting Jack to protect
So,
her.
Or
She
Jack.
needs to hide out for a little while, and
Oh.
his ship is
Yeah.
very exclusive, very hard for anyone to get on that ship. It's a perfect place to hide.
so your history means
What
you
about
being
the
a
rest of the
liability doesn't matter.
And it'll be, well, it could well be a way for Jack to wipe out a debt.
And what about the rest of
He
you
owes
guys,
you.
though? You know? For him to come to us, well, like, if he needs an engineer, he might come to us for help. Or me to get on the ship.
What's the nature of the invitations? I'm talking about if they actually have someone on board. Would they take people and retainers?
They would take any of the guests would take their companions. So if you can get a local dignitary or something who's going to go on that ship to bring you aboard, that's
it might
fine.
be
Get an engineer on, that's pretty easy.
if
because
you've
we
got a
could just
good
take out their
relationship
engineer.
with Jack.
Or, rather than getting us all on,
Yeah,
we just need one or two people.
and I think you.
Sneak them on.
Yes, you can just say, I'll just leave this
I
airlock
think if you've
open
got-
and unmonitored.
I'm
I
not
think
very
you're the perfect-
sneaky.
No, but I think you've got the perfect excuse already. You're in trouble, and you need a place to hide.
So-
and you know him. You need to pull a favour from him.
I can get on, and because I'll be noticed, it's probably most likely that I can probably do that with the favour thing. For the rest of the people, I probably wouldn't be able to sneak around on the ship because I'm too noticeable. But a companion might be well trusted
There are
enough to
complications.
be able to get away from people for a moment to open the airlock and let others on.
I'm
You
talking
know?
about are we talking about people hanging onto the side of the hull, or are we talking about boarding?
Getting inside the ship.
But I'm just talking about the rest of us.
Yeah, so I could go to Jack and maybe get access to the ship easily.
Yeah.
If she could get on with the dignitary, she's a companion, she's well respected and trusted, so no one's going to second guess
Not
her.
by Jack,
No, but no one's going to second guess you. Maybe.
except Jack.
Well, maybe. if you can get on before
I don't
he
think I should
notices
go
you
on.
himself.
Yeah, I am saying that now. Sorry, but if you've got a good excuse, you should use that. I'm all for this because I'm curious about what Jack is up to these days, but I'm not getting on that ship.
At all.
You know Jack as well.
At all, but
This is this whole game. You're getting on.
No, I'm trying to be diplomatic about this.
I think you need to tell us why you can't get on.
There's something to do with getting off. And that was in character.
Getting on.
Jack and I have a history, and he will recognise me, and it is not a good history.
This dude's a slut.
Yeah, men both ways too.
Yeah. But that's all I need to say. You've got to weigh in. Use it.
You still gotta go on that shit.
Why?
Because I said so.
Well, I don't know how.
Someone doing all the work so you get paid?
How personal are the invites?
Very. There's not always people that he knows personally, but it's people that he's handpicked. He will go around to casinos and find the biggest, highest high roller and invite him to cruise around for a few days, maybe a week, just playing some ultra high stakes poker.
It's also cool you hack the casino.
I bet a moon. I'll see your moon and raise your planet.
Yeah.
It's all sub-light speed, and they did this. In
How long does it take to get that sort of reputation in a casino?
It's all sub-light, and it's all like it's not that technically like minded. And they did this in episode of Firefly where a guy in like a bounty hunter in the ship.
Yeah, he jumped on the side, but
followed them.
He did, yeah, and low energy signature snuck up behind the ship and got aboard.
Basically the same way they took out Niska Station.
Yeah, so perhaps rather than the rest of you get on the ship at that point, like on the ground, I get on, and halfway through, and you follow us in our own ship, and halfway through, I unlock a access port and get you aboard a sneaky way, and you transport over with spacesuits.
that could work.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any idea though.
Pretty sneaky.
Yeah, or if you get on the ship, you might find the contact, and they might let us in.
Yeah, based on what you know, the contact's probably not one of the crew. It's probably
A guest.
A guest.
Okay. All right. I can try that.
Have we been given any sort of recognition code or anything?
Yes.
Wearing a.
Hi, I'm the secret person.
Hi, my name is the Mole.
It's got a big mole.
What's it? Was it the sun sets in the east or something?
The ducks fly west inland.
Okay.
Are you Watch Bear?
Okay, we can try that. I can go to him looking for protection, refuge, and work on his crew.
Yeah.
Only to the next port or whatever that he needs to go. Just get me off this planet, and all debts are covered or whatever.
Alright. So, what you think is you're going to try and get on, and then let the others on once you've.
Yeah, they'll follow us in their ship, running silent type of
Okay.
thing, until we get to somewhere in deep space between his transit points, and then we'll get them on.
Okay, so nobody else is going to try and get on
With you.
now.
I think it might be too risky if all of us get on.
Engineer, though.
I might be able to try and go with you as you're trying to one person keeps you alive all the time. The doctor. And the
What
doctor's
about
school
you
might
three?
think he might want to.
Would that be a bit of a...
Is the doctor mega hot? Is she hot enough?
Can the doctor
Geek,
make?
geek chic.
Yeah.
So all the girls
You've got a real
really-
office lady thing going on.
At the same time, all the girls
secretary
could need
type.
protection.
Doctor with the
And
glasses.
us boys
Yeah.
stay behind.
How isn't the guys end up playing girls?
Yes.
We can do that.
Would all three
We can do
girls
that.
want to go maybe as, you've got girlfriends.
Girl patch.
You know. You know.
We won't get in your way, we'll just have...
You need someone to go to the
Pajama
bathroom
pillow
with you.
All we need is 1 quarters. Oh.
And lots of pillows.
Yeah.
And short nighties.
No, we didn't bring any.
And there's only one bed.
and we all sleep naked, and oh yeah, don't forget Hillary. Yeah, she's the sexy one.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, well, okay, is there anything you guys want to do in preparation before the ship lands, before Jack's ship lands?
Look good.
Oh my god.
You're
Polish,
going to help give her
polish my guns.
and the pistols, of course.
Yeah, and the pistols.
Can I get some peril sensitive sunglasses?
I might give some warning about his duplicity. Be careful.
I'm just trying to think.
How
I know
specific are you being in your warning?
Just, I know he's a bit of a tricky person, and I'm just saying, I'm just a general warning. I'm not giving anything away though about it's my life is my life, and I'm a bit closed.
I'm trying to think. My sister's, things right. My sister's talents. Right, her gifts. Do I know of any drugs that might make them more focused and more accurate for longer stretches of time?
Caffeine.
Red cordial.
I'm thinking of letting her play poker against a guy, and if she could read his mind while she's playing poker.
If you get her / him just like keen enough to do it, like keen on something, that will focus. If you
Do you like numbers?
and he does like numbers.
Are you gonna count cards?
Read minds
And count cards?
by reading
You can
minds.
do both.
Poker doesn't matter if counting cards comes down or does on that side, but yeah, more is on if reading mind is easier.
Yeah, I suppose you could put under scientific expertise for running numbers and probabilities.
Card games are boring, but you do like.
I was looking more along the lines
There is that asset on your sheet.
Yes.
I was looking on another one of where it was performance could be poker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
King Kong.
All right. Well, so how do we want to do this then? Do we want to get on the ship first, and then we'll continue from there?
Yeah, if you've got no more prep that you want to do, do you guys want to do that? Go to the casino, make a name for yourself,
Yeah.
maybe?
I'm definitely thinking go to the casino, just try get her focused on the game and just.
And then the captain and I are going to sneak on and see what we can find.
If we can sneak on, we'll do that back up. But if
Sneaky,
not, we might be able to get our way through the casino.
Yeah, you conceivably, if you make enough a name for yourself as a high roller who's not an idiot, but maybe loses enough to make it profitable for him.
But there's also a thing about casinos don't like you to win.
Can I ask a question?
High
If
rollers are an exception.
other than Jack, am I confident that if I walk around, people will recognise me, or I won't know? I don't know.
They were like
Around the ship.
his ship. You'd highly doubt he would have the same crew as when he did when you knew him.
Yeah, and they would just see a companion who was likely to be a companion for one of the
Except for him.
They would see a high-priced whore.
yeah
Manhole.
who wouldn't be unlikely on a ship like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It certainly would not be the first time that a companion was on board.
Okay. All right. So, do you guys want to go to a local casino and?
Could someone conceivably wager their invite to the ship and lose it to someone who would then come on their place?
The chances of
If they lost enough,
Well, if he's invited
And they had to
someone,
win it back.
which he's embarrassed him,
Yeah.
right? Then you might say, "Well, you're screwed. Get rid of you and pick you instead."
or
Yeah, well, there's two ways you go about it. If you try and convince Jack that you're a better choice to have in his game, or yes, you could maybe
Beat
try
someone
and
hard
find
enough.
out somebody that's got an invite and try and get it off them.
So is this instead of using you?
I like that.
Yeah, so do
I mean, Jack normally, I mean, like if you beat him up and stole it, he'd say, fuck you, shoot you, and take the invite.
Yeah.
But if
But
you
he has to
want
own
it off somebody,
If you embarrass the guy,
he's
so
a
much.
gambling man. He's a real gambling man. And if you won it off somebody, somebody that he was going to be playing against,
And you beat them.
yeah,
No, not his better, he embarrassed them. You just got to smash them all the time.
he would.
No.
respect
You've just got to get them to the point where they say, okay, this is my last.
This is
thing.
all I
This
got
is an
left.
invite to a huge game. This is my
Golden
collateral.
ticket.
Yeah. All right. Why not? I shall attempt to win someone's golden ticket off them.
But also the idea of winning the game with the worst hand possible. 7-2 or offsuit and you bluff the guy out of the game.
No.
Is this just another way of getting on?
If that's how the GM's narrative roll, that's fine. I'm purely going to win that golden ticket because it's been set to me as a challenge.
I'm just confused. Is this before we get on the ship, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
We're doing alternate way on the ship.
Oh, okay.
They've decided to get themselves on the ship. Screw you guys.
Yeah, separately.
So we've got two different ways of getting on the ship now.
Well, different
Well,
What about once we're on the ship? I thought,
people. Deal
because...
with it then.
Yeah. But I thought we were already on the ship, that's why I was confused.
No.
Like, well, I thought we had a way of getting on the ship through you. Like, being...
Some people, not everyone.
as
But I don't want to get on the
only the gunslinger has a way on. These guys want to be on as well.
Yeah, so to get on, this is how they're doing
But
it.
they're trying
Okay,
to
right
sneak
now
on
I'm with it. Yeah, okay.
And it gives you guys more guys on the inside, which is only better for you.
And in a different way too, which
Yeah.
means you have more capabilities of getting information.
Yeah,
if you're
because-
unrelated, yeah,
Because Applejack here is likely to be sold out.
yeah.
You know, Jackie's probably going to sell you out.
All right.
Alright.
No, okay, I get it.
Hit the cast. Now, I'm trying to work out, is there a way I can actually assist my sister in doing these, what she's doing?
So we have to find
The
a
drugs.
big game. We have to find a
That's what
big
I'm
game
thinking.
somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to casino.
Okay.
There's probably going to be some drugs in there which should help you focus your mind further.
Well, being a doctor and knowing her condition,
Yeah.
you might have
Causing her condition.
Well, you are going to give the engineer a makeover.
Okay.
Put your horror and skills to good use.
Fabulous.
Big pink frilly dress.
No. You need to be hot, but seriously taken
Yep.
seriously
Suave.
hot rather than
Yeah. Not a puff princess.
I think I go the opposite way. Look
Lady
really silly
yourself.
and then still embarrassing.
Alright. I'll help her dress.
The planning seems to have been taken out of your hands, Captain.
You're a
Well,
female.
we want this to work.
No, the engineer, you're a female, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the boys are females and we're
All
male.
the girls are males.
Yeah.
This includes the GM
Yeah.
and PC.
Yeah, I mean, the pilot is not contributing a lot.
Does that mean you take us shopping?
Yeah, and dress her up fabulously.
Yeah.
Alright.
So first you go shopping.
So we're like, yeah, well, I've made her very pretty. Still suave looking and sophisticated, but sexy. So we should go to the
Shiny dress.
to the casino, but you shouldn't go in the casino. You gotta hide out.
No, I'll be back on the
Leave
ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm back on the ship, polishing my guns.
How are you gonna contact him? So while they're at the casino, maybe you should be.
Pilot's
trying to
got
get
awesome
contact.
internet connection.
Yeah, watch radios. Compass.
So maybe you
Control.
stay on the ship. I'll go with you. You guys,
Yeah.
just help you along. I know casino people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make me look.
You could definitely...
You in fact make your job is to make me look glamorous.
And to get you into the high rollers game.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also you're my arm king.
A bit, yeah. I mean, just simply, just having you on her arm...
Gives her more credibility.
instantly
Yeah.
gives
Yeah.
her more credibility.
Yeah. So the three of us, what's the captain doing? Would you like to stay hacking?
I think I'm gonna watch.
Captain's gonna feed up reading
Yeah.
while the crew plan the mission.
I'm gonna actually find out about this Reaver thing. Actually, try and listen to the.
So you stay on the ship as well with.
Yeah.
Yeah, background check.
Yeah, I want to check out this Reaver thing. Listen to a few doors, really find out what's going on.
Well,
Yeah, get
the
it.
pilot can help you with that. With looking
the
at
hacking.
Yeah, I want to know the
NPC.
Yeah.
I want to know the details of this.
Sit,
Like-
stay, roll over.
Okay,
Play
cool.
dead.
Good pilot.
Alright.
Alright, the game.
Yeah.
The game.
The card game. The game.
So, have you done anything to make yourself look more like a high roller besides companion on your arm?
No, I dressed it.
The companion is it's given.
Yeah. I said
Okay.
she's sophisticated and
It's
sexy.
given the scruffy.
Yeah, I provided a
Little
dress,
underneath.
which I know it wasn't
Makeup,
my own
hair-
personal
hairdo.
dress, but I still have,
And gloves.
yeah, everything.
Maybe
Did her hair.
the companion does all the talking.
Well, I'm actually
She
go-
says nothing at all to anybody. You don't say a word. You're crazy. Don't say a
no,
word.
no, the other way
Let the
we're doing
companion
it.
do the talking.
No,
And
the
then
doctor's going to be basically her handler.
yeah.
And I'll do all the
You're the eye
talking in
candy, and
terms
she's
of...
just the handler.
You're the personal assistant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Candy and personal
Minions.
assistant.
Yeah.
But I'm also the person who'll get them in the door, because,
Yeah.
through all the smooth talking and everything. You just
You
play
speak
the
for the
game.
party.
I
The
talk them
problem
up.
you got there is you're going to get the invite onto the ship, and you don't want it.
No. You're going to be playing the game. So it's the gambler who plays the game. I'm just talking her up and saying she's amazing, and she has so much, so many assets and things like that, and she's just amazing at this game. You have to give her a go. High rollers, let us in, because you have not seen this woman play yet.
Okay, roll intelligence plus performance for how good your makeover is on the engineer.
D8? No. And only 2 D8s. So. 9.
Alright. Yeah. Not bombshell, but kind of the best you can do with what you got.
Still looking like a high roller?
Yeah.
Just that ugly one.
No, not an ugly one. Just
Maybe a non-confident one, but still maybe like
not a bombshell.
someone
That's
who's
good enough.
on the way up, maybe.
Well, no, someone who knows how to dress or what they've got.
Motorbikes.
Dirt bikes.
So nothing like that?
Not quite.
You could maybe make the doctor like that.
No.
With a lot of work.
Think more Jamie Lee Curtis
Do I need to roll for
in
the doctor as well?
True Lies.
Or they're both about that.
The doctor, you need to look more functional if you're going with, not like a doctor.
Yeah.
But you don't, not over the top, just a smart
Yeah.
skirt and shirt.
Okay.
I think more
Yeah.
business-like.
A PDA.
Yeah.
A PDA.
Alright, are we good?
I have a little choreo bag which has my medical supplies in it.
Alright. So it's about getting to the high roll, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, you're going to need some cash up front to do this.
Captain?
Yeah.
Before we go to the captain.
I thought like your companion was going to stake you.
To, stay where?
Stake.
You'd have
Oh, steak.
some money too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I do have some, but the rent's been a bit high lately. But,
I wonder why.
You don't have to pay it through cash.
anyway, okay. Oh, how much?
X amount. It'll
Yep.
clear you out, pretty
Okay.
much.
Yep.
Because you need to start, if you go in a high roller, you need to go up to the high rollers table and start playing like one. And you can't rely on your winnings straight away.
In our apartment, we'd like $10,000 a hand or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, we have to do it, don't we? So, are you ready?
And yet we can rely on her winning straight away.
Well, you can, but you can't rely on that money from the winning. For
Yeah.
the first hand, at least.
Yeah.
So you need enough to get you past the first couple of hands.
Okay, well,
So
I better get paid after this.
Do we know anyone we can boost?
Boost.
Yes.
The twins.
No, we got the cash up front.
We've got enough.
We got the
Fair
cash.
enough.
We just got to get in, and that's what
To
we're
make it
doing.
more complicated.
Yep, so we've done that, and we're at the table, yeah?
well, okay, getting in, big front door. So you hire a nice town car to come pick you up.
Yeah.
Of course, because you're not going to rock up in a taxi. It's
No,
a high
no,
roller.
no, yeah.
Or the mule.
Dirt bike fur, yeah.
Okay.
So first is the guys at the front. You open the door, all the valets, and then immediately they recognise you as wow. They look more at you more than at you. The paparazzi. Like, okay, she's clearly somebody famous and.
Well, someone who can afford the rates.
Yeah. And my
that's the
air of
important thing.
confidence, walking straight through, not even looking at them, because they're just a help. But I lead these two, so I'm leading. They're behind me, and we're walking up to the front doors where we need to register. I presume.
Yeah, well, you go through the doors. There's a concierge there. It's like, oh, greetings. Welcome to our casino. Would you like a room, or are you just here to play?
Here to play.
As well, of course, we will be happy to provide you with anything you need.
Have you heard of our miss? She's fabulous, and she is here to wipe the floor. She's that good.
Oh, of course. I recognised her without even being given her name. Of course. You are infamous, of course. What? Can I show you to a table?
Okay, I take it beforehand we've actually identified our mark.
What do you mean?
Well, you won't.
You'll take
the high
anyone.
rollers have a
No.
3 or 4 games.
We're specifically after someone who has an invite to the game.
Yeah.
Because we want to take their invite off them.
Well,
You won't know until we get in there who's got one.
Yeah, we wouldn't know. You just have to go to the high rollers, and there'd only be like 2 or 3.
Because this is planet that they're going to pick someone up
Like
on.
at one
so they'll be
casino,
at the
they'd
high
only
roll
be
table.
two-
Well, the twins. I assume the twins would know if we went to them.
Probably.
There you go. Talk to the twins, Captain. You've got something to do.
We started a fight in the bar. I'm not sure that they wanted to talk to us
No,
again.
we didn't start a fight. You
I
ended
don't know,
the
it's
fight.
a bit of a tangent we don't need yet.
Yeah,
but
if you went to the high rollers table, you know that whoever they're coming to pick up off this planet is probably going to be at that table. You know, this is the casino,
and there's
that's
one high
the
rollers table, and there's only going to be 2 or 3.
And they may be bragging, that's the idea.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we've just got to get
one way or another,
If somebody wants to give me 2 chips, you can have an exact name and face.
Captain.
I'll give 1.
Okay. You have a face and a name.
Let's face it. Cool.
Oh, it's just math.
I want to play that game.
That's a pinball machine. You can't play that.
No. Those 2 counters are me going, I want to play that game. That's the way I work.
Hello, listeners. It's Steve Host here, and I have Melissa with me.
Hello.
Hello. There is a little bit of a gap in the recording. There was a bit of a fuck up with the equipment, so there's a little bit of a gap. What happened is, well, why don't you tell us?
This was when we were trying to convince John's character is trying to convince him the bouncers to let him to the back room of the casino.
Yeah, that's right. They're in the big main casino, and John's character and Kaz's character, his sister, is trying to convince them to let them into the back room, and it eventually works.
Yeah.
And they get through into the back room, which is sort of like a mini casino, but then there's an even back room. There's the back room.
Yeah, it's only a short gap.
It is. So the bouncers let them through into the back room, and then they let them through into the back room, where they found a large table with several very, very rich men playing poker, and they decided that was the place to be. Okay?
Okay.
So yes, you
Be
take
a player,
it.
not
I give a bit of a flourish and said,
You're taken into
"Gentlemen."
the back room, and then you're taken into the back room.
Yeah.
And I apologise for the late
I'm
addition to
expecting
the
a
game.
bit of who is this?
Yeah,
We're all blokes.
Yeah.
There's three very uppity gentlemen that look very annoyed at being interrupted.
Are they all Asian?
No.
But I put
Yeah,
out
this is
chips that we
Firefly.
brought.
There's no Asians in Firefly.
I put out chips that we
Background
brought to
characters,
get into
maybe.
the game on the table. So whatever
Yeah.
we've got to get our first game on the table, and I say,
One of them says, "What do you plan to do with that? Buy yourself lunch?"
she's going to play and she's going to win.
They all chuckle to themselves with it.
Have your fun, boys.
I'm going to go get sloshed.
Yeah, so you're going to sit at the bar and look pretty.
So we'll be in the, I presume, taken out for the room.
No.
You know, up to the side.
Casino Royale.
Drink.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have
yeah,
to.
you can
it's
stand
gonna be
around.
exactly like that.
Yeah, you can still be around, but not
Okay.
at the table.
You're getting your drinks.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Pink lemonade, red lemonades.
So that they're maybe a bit flustered, but she's got her money and she's at the table and left our way in.
You're here.
Yes.
And you do see one of the people at the table is the contact that you were given that has the ticket.
Yeah, okay.
Golden Charlie.
Hey,
Veruca subs.
if you're ready, lady, gentleman, the dealer starts dealing.
Quick question. This might speed things up as well. The contact, the guy at the table, is he also the contact that we're going to meet on the ship? So you can, like, mid-game talk, like, sort of a sneaky smack to each other about what we have
No,
to do on the ship.
I think he's just a mark.
You don't know.
Okay.
You don't know. You haven't been told who your contact is. You've just been given the keywords. So you could try and say it, and if you had no idea what you're talking about, then no, it's not.
No, one of the minions knew that. I'm not allowed to speak, apparently.
Well, but you need to, oh no, you don't have to speak it.
No, you just...
Play.
It's like the Rain Man, like...
Are you getting drunk at the bar? Or is that asking for cards?
Well, no. Tapping is checking.
Yeah, but you're not playing. She's
No,
No,
it's
but it's-
indicating that's what you do it without
And then
words.
the toy, you just
Yeah.
check, you tap it.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. So, basically, you're going to have to make...
What are they playing, by the way?
Okay.
Yeah,
Texas.
Baccarat.
not Baccarat.
Snap.
Yes, I say snap.
I believe that is Uno's.
Strip poker.
Yeah, but there's a lot more to strip when they've all got monocles and top hats.
No, when they say strip, they mean strip mine.
I bet through mountain. So alertness plus intelligence. You get an okay hand.
Get a pair of 5s.
That's not an okay.
And
A pair of jacks.
So you think one of the others is bluffing, and one of them folds, and the contact is definitely bluffing.
oh, call it.
Yes, they both call as well.
Yeah.
So next one.
Are you doing any kind of subversive?
You're going to raise that shit up? You're going to lower that shit down?
No, just you know, you play the first few hands to sound out people's techniques.
Well, you win.
You don't bring your A game to the warm up.
Yeah, you've discovered after a few hands, you've been winning, but not too much. But you've discovered that the guy that you're trying to get the invite of, he's got a very obvious tell, and you don't think you're the only one that's noticed, and he's starting to get cleaned out. But not just by you. The other two are not doing so bad.
You got to meta this. You got to like make the others lose and him win more money somehow.
Yes, I do.
Meta game. Raise the stakes.
So who are these other gentlemen?
Well, they don't talk much. They introduce themselves. One of them is the owner of the casino, and he owns several casinos
Can we win the casino off
all
him?
over. Maybe. Yeah, several casinos all over this planet, and one or two in the islands.
He's got a high stake in this game then.
But you can't put the title deed on.
He might. The other one, the one that's not your contact, is kind of a rich inheritance boy out of the core who likes slumming it.
First one to go down.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the first chew toy.
And the one that you're trying to get the thing off, you know, it's a little bit less overt about how exactly he gets his money. Oh, I have many business interests all over the system.
You'd Starship lots.
Construction.
Waste management.
Tabana gas mining.
Yeah. So
It seems like he's maybe involved in some fairly shady-
inheritance boy is going to be the first to go.
So you're going to focus on him?
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to just try and display using your intelligence, or are you going to start using
No.
something else?
Your mouse.
Oh, that can wait for the moment. Just see how we go skill wise. 11.
Okay. Ticket guy folds. Casino guy folds. It's just you and Rich Boy. And you can't tell. You can't tell if he's bluffing or not.
Does that kind of mean that he's not bluffing because he could tell that he was bluffing?
You're getting all that meta on it.
You know what I mean? No. There we go.
He's bluffing.
Yeah, clear him out.
You think he would go all the way. He's sure
With
that
Stephanie
you're
K.
bluffing.
Yeah, clean him out.
Alright, yeah, you go all in. He goes, you got nothing. All in. And you don't have much, but it's more than what he's got. So he's gone. You think he maybe saw a tear as he has to leave the table.
Do you take him a chip to get himself a drink?
No.
I mean, $2 one.
No.
Buy yourself a Mars bar.
No. Both at lunch.
No, I dine in your tears.
Sweet.
It is so good. Alright, so it's just the three of you left. Skills?
8.
9. You lose.
Gotta happen.
Not a bit.
Yeah.
Not too much, but a fair bit. You couldn't tell. It was a casino owner.
Yeah.
He's obviously... Well, he's a casino owner.
Yeah.
He's no stranger to these situations.
You can't win all the time. Winning all the time is suspicious.
But,
Target number 2.
but you have kind of made him focus more on you than on the guy that you want.
Well, you just cleaned someone out.
Yes. Yeah.
So again.
Keep going. Each of these rolls represent a few hands.
Yeah.
Ooh,
9.
Quite well. You rolled 11.
Maybe now's time to bluff.
Yep.
So he's going to take you again.
Yeah.
And you're starting to run out of money.
But this time, do you want to bluff?
Yeah. All right.
So he's going to try and bluff the casino guy.
Okay.
And get him to fold.
Are you using your...
Yeah.
Okay, he looks... You see the words come out of him and it's almost like... Fold! like it's forced out of him. He's like, I mean, no, I don't.
You ever put the title deed?
He's like, it's too late, so yeah, fold.
The crowd sort of goes,
So he kind of gets out of that one. He doesn't have to show his cards either, you know. He gets out of that one.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But I'll give the other guy a look, like not the casino owner, but the one I'm after. Give him a look, like what's happening.
Yeah.
As in, suddenly, there's a blame. The blame is going to be on him.
You're trying to implicate that he's the one
Yes.
doing something.
Yes. I look like, ooh, you're ganging up on me somehow.
Well, he's pretty much bewildered as to what's going on. He doesn't know why he's being spared so far. The casino owner, he's like, what the fuck's going on? You know, he thinks it's you.
While this is going on, would these be talking at all in any way to the other companions around the outside of the bar? Maybe to try and get a feel on this ticket guy's companions and if any of those are the contacts?
Yeah.
Well,
it makes them socialise.
Which is bad if it is, because then people are going to block them up and go on the ship.
Yes. Alertness plus socialise.
which one's a D12? Sorry. This one?
The soccer ball.
Yeah.
DH
6.
Plus alertness.
I don't know if you got socialise.
Yeah, but
Alertness is D6.
10.
8 and a 6. Socialise is actually a 4. Alertness is H. 4.
I got 10.
Alright, now as far as you can determine if these guys' companions are aware of it, they certainly don't let on, not even after hearing the code word. And but they do mention, he's been invited to go on Jack Leyland's ship and he's pretty excited about it. They're a little bit worried for him because he's not the best, which you've kind of been seeing.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Maybe he's going to lose more than he can afford to lose on that.
Good.
Back to the game. Another roll.
Yeah, another roll. 7. Shitty hand.
Yeah, you got shit all, and he's got something good.
Oh, fold, let him.
Well, yeah, okay, he wins. Because if he's happy, he thought, you know.
Lulling into a false sense of security.
Exactly.
5.
Ooh.
Do you have to bluff again?
No, he has to bluff. He's got nothing. You can tell he's got nothing. And he is pushing like he's got something.
What is his tail, by the way?
No, this isn't the guy with the tail. This is the hotel owner, the casino owner. He's just... You can see it in his eyes.
Yeah, push him.
Escalate.
Yeah, escalate.
You think he's in trouble? You think maybe he's...
More than he enforced to lose.
Yeah. You're picking up...
Hello, listeners. Again, there was another gap. Was there?
Yeah, during the poker game. Not very big, though.
No, not very big.
You didn't mismatch.
Here we go.
So you're going to push him.
Yeah,
You're going to push the casino owner because he's got a crap hand.
Okay, roll again to see if basically he thinks you're bluffing or not.
7.
You got a 4, so yeah, he thinks you're bluffing. So he reckons he's got an ace high, and he reckons that's more than what you've got.
But he's got a bad card. It's not very good.
Yeah.
But he thinks that he's bluffing.
So basically he pushes it, and he goes all in.
He goes
And
all
you,
in.
yeah.
The captain.
Because
I mean,
he's got more
Yeah,
than our guy.
No, he doesn't.
He forces him to go all in?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, it is?
Forces us to go
So you
on.
can still raise it all in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
You call
Yeah.
in, pull a step back.
Yeah.
So, but we know that he's got less than us. Yeah.
And he's got more.
She
More money, less
or him.
card.
Yeah, more money. He's got more money,
Call
so he
him.
pushes us all in.
Yeah,
But he's
but
still got cash left over.
Yeah, call him.
And he's got a crap card, and you've got good.
yeah, that's what I meant. He's got a crap card.
Well, yeah, you win.
So bam!
And he says he's going to step out.
Okay.
He's lost enough.
Look, he's paying you.
The guy
Oh,
that's
it's not like he's not going to instantly make it back from everyone else.
the guy that's left,
Maybe
he
a day
looks
or two.
quite nervous. He's like, he feels like he's been in the room and has had the other people been taken out and shot one by one, and he's the only one left.
So, by comparison though, we've got a big stack of cash now, and this other guy,
Not so much.
not so much.
We'd have what he had originally, whereas we've got 2 other people's
Okay.
stash with us.
Pretty much.
Can I split that?
So no, this can be a good thing.
Yeah.
So you'll probably just want to get him excited and want him to have really good cards and for you to be losing, and then you're going to have to
Turn tables on him.
go.
Well, no, basically getting to the point where he thinks he's got such a good hand
He can't possibly
and
lose.
that the only thing he can raise is the invite.
Yeah.
So basically getting to the point where he thinks he's going to win and he's willing.
And he needs to cash up.
You've got so many more
Yeah.
chips than him, he's got to bet something big to
Yeah.
drag your chips into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically,
See what
casino-
we're dealt.
13.
He got a terrible hand.
Okay.
Time for the 12 to hit.
So maybe you want to fold like as a bluff. Is that right?
No,
No.
this is getting the game to where we want it to go to.
Ah, okay.
So
If you want him on desperate straights,
Well,
but then to get the good hand.
so basically he's got you play it so he gets a hand that okay he can win. He knows he can win everything you've got, but he's got to risk it all to do it.
Okay. So
He's got maybe trip aces.
probably going
You're
to use
drawing the
another
ball
of
with a
these.
straight flush.
Yeah.
Saying.
Yeah.
So, he's basically he's about to fold. Like before there's been any raising or anything, he's got a really bad hand. There's virtually no chance of it going anywhere. The only way you could convince him to stay in is maybe some mind trick stuff, or if you like pretend that you've got really bad hand as well,
Oh yeah.
or pretend that you've got a tell.
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. Telling's good.
What is his tell?
Where he scratches his head.
Yeah.
He starts pulling on it and scratching it. He does that when he's...
Well, my tell shall be constantly looking at my sister every time I had a dodgy hand. Yes.
Treatment's going to start the treatments again.
She won't like it if I do. She hurts me.
Yes.
Alright, so you're losing to him?
Yeah.
On purpose? Okay, so he's okay about that. He's very, very relieved. You're thinking maybe he's starting to think about calling it a night?
10.
He rolled a 9. So you got very, very similar hands.
This is where you can
He's got...
do your tell again.
He's kind of
Yeah.
not sure. He's not doing his tell. He's not sure.
You've got cash to lose, though.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got some
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're gonna lead him out by his todger.
Yeah. So start to melt. Like, start to fall apart.
So fold again.
You know what you do? Have a poker knife.
I'm shit at poker.
Oh, should have poker
No,
too.
basically
So much.
lose. Lose
no
until
reason not to have
he's
one.
in the right position cash wise.
I played most
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. So lose in right position cash wise, and then push him until he's got to risk everything to get that
So he
victory.
gets that hope again. Yeah.
Alright, so you're folding to him again?
Yeah.
And you're showing the tell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're looking, and he's like, oh, he's really happy. Things are going his way. He's like, you know, he's
He thought
obviously...
he was going to get wiped
He's
out.
picking up on the tell. Like, yeah, when he looks at his sister, that means he's got a shit hand. I got him now. It's all going my way.
2.
It's
That's
definitely
more
going his
than a
way.
2. That's a 1 on all the dice you rolled. That's a critical fail.
Ooh.
You got nothing?
Yeah, I got nothing on this hand.
You got nothing. He got slightly better than nothing. But he's doing nothing. He's doing his tell.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, it's alright.
So maybe you don't do your tell and you bluff instead.
No.
And maybe you could show it. You can actually lose to him in this one. Like,
Yeah,
no, like
I
okay.
actually lost to him in this one.
Yeah, and
Like this is
play as
going
though he was gonna win, and with that shitty hand,
Yeah.
he was like, I still win. Like,
Yeah, that was, he's like, God, even if I get a shit hand, I can win to this guy. Oh, this is awesome.
9.
No, he's got good. He's alright. He's not doing his tell. He's confident.
He wants to play it all.
yeah, this is
You,
where
you just
Yeah.
You see the pheromones pushing that confidence.
He does the tell. Like,
oh yeah,
Does the tell the numbers in the right place?
and I've actually got a pheromone emitter as well, so maybe I'm using that at the moment to boost his confidence as well.
All right,
as well as giving him looks over the table, like.
Yeah, like as though I'm really impressed by him.
what he does is
You're ditching your client. That is not a good reputation.
what happens is because you got so much money from the last few hands, you actually raise more than he's got.
Yeah.
And he asks for a loan from the casino.
But he's doing this. He's doing this.
Yeah.
You bet a huge amount, and he can't meet it. So he's gotten a big loan from the casino
Okay.
to meet your bet.
Yeah.
Well, he's asking for the loan, but before he gets it,
Would he want to ask for the loan, or would he want to offer the ticket? Though?
Yeah.
Would they give him the
He
loan?
wouldn't offer the ticket unless you suggest it.
Would they give him the loan if he's losing so clearly and this guy's about to walk
Oh, no,
out?
he's
The
been
net
winning the
worth would be
last
fine
thing,
before.
but
The
the
net
thing
worth
is-
behind him would be what they get the loan on.
yeah.
Do you
But
need?
it would look really bad if he lost. But yeah.
So if
The invite.
So you say it.
So you
just
say
Well,
it.
so, basically, no credit. No credit. It's what you've got here and now. When you do that, just say no credit.
Okay.
He's not going to put it up.
Yeah, yes he is.
Yeah, you're using the
Yeah.
mind tricks.
You didn't have to do that. No.
Oh.
You just have to say he wasn't going to suggest it. He wouldn't think it's worth that much.
Okay.
What else have you got on you?
Well, no, because if we were deliberately hunting for that ticket, it might raise suspicions.
Okay.
What
So-
about what else have you got on?
So
you?
you
gotta
put
watch?
the idea in his head.
Yeah.
I watch a cigarette case.
Yeah.
Keys to an Aston Martin.
Yeah. Astro Martin.
Yeah. More.
Alright, so he says, I've wanted one of these for years. And I will play it in this hand.
Alright.
Ha! You fool! I know that you've got nothing. You've got to tell. You've been doing it for the last 5 hands.
Joke's on you.
I have...
No.
He's got like 3 of a kind.
Last 5 hands is
Straight flush.
10, Jack,
Yeah.
Queen, King, Ace, all hearts. Leading hearts.
He's just...
Such sweet tears.
And everybody is just gobsmacked. And a few of them are clapping. Yeah.
And little gasps across the room.
When you revealed you put them up like on and reveal them one at a time.
Yeah.
Slow roll.
Yeah.
Does this win?
We hate that.
Okay.
You have the invite. With half an hour left.
I'm gonna go bake a cake.
Thank you, gentlemen, and we'll be on our way.
Yeah, with
Yes, if we end up doing that in the convention, I'm gonna really fast track
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Do we even need to do this job now? We're like mega rich.
I'm really thinking the problem with that is, you earn a lot of money now.
You cleaned out 3 rich, massively rich dudes that played one
We
one
should just
hand.
go back to those tweets.
One hand
and be
was
like,
all the money she ever saved.
Sisters, we're fine.
Yeah.
We can hide out. But then again, we would have been rich anyway beforehand. I would have spent it all to get you out of town.
Yeah.
So we're used to being rich. That's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gone.
Okay, if you want to do something other than following the dangling plot hook, you can. Things will happen though. There are things that are going to happen which will affect you.
Let's load up our own ship with explosives and fly it into the other ship and just... That's it. We'll
You're not doing it to
out
my
in the
ship.
blaze of
It's
glory.
my ship.
buy a new ship.
Hey, do we even...
Spending our money, really.
Okay, yeah.
Buy the planet. Buy the planet.
Do we even have to buy a new ship?
Maybe.
Do you even have to make the ship work really well?
Certainly, yeah.
We'll buy the ace of eights or whatever. Aces and eights. Let's buy it.
Look, is this Jack guy going to come off the ship when it lands?
It's hard to say.
You want to shoot him?
No, that's one of my.
There could be a full-on stop, or it could be a stop, pick up, drop off. Go.
Oh, let's go.
It's more likely a short one.
Right, loot all the money.
Did I find
in our
anything out
accounts.
about the Reavers?
Yes. Okay. So you're investigating, and it does seem to be true. I mean, but you had to pull some underworld contacts. But as far as you and the pilot can figure out, there have been not statements because according to the Alliance, the Reavers don't exist. But back channel bragging and rumors say that yes, there have been not full-on Reaver attacks, but isolated Reavers just kind of appearing in town.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I was like, you can't
Doing
like,
what?
not invasions, not ships flying in, but it's like suddenly there's a Reaver in the back room of this bar and stuff like that.
Oh, very strange.
And
Yeah.
what have they done?
Well, they just maim, kill, rape,
Do I-
normal Reaver stuff. There's rumors about there was like a town that was wiped out.
By
Yes,
one.
that town.
Oh yeah, that town! It was in the last game.
So, considering
We had to
if we'd
steal
done that
this
last town,
Reaver gas.
we'd be familiar with the effects, wouldn't we?
Yes, you haven't seen it in a while, but there was formerly a gas going around, a new drug, which certain members of your crew may have found out turns people into Reavers.
Yes.
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 So us who actually have played the game before know that part?
Yeah, well, the way I'm going to do it in the convention is if people did play the game before, I'll let them keep that knowledge.
Okay.
I wasn't going to give it to people that didn't.
All right, and did I get in contact with this Jack dude and get access or get a lift off of him?
Yeah, he's quite pleased to see you, actually.
Of course he is. Everybody is. Look at me.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Gorgeous.
He's seen a bit of trouble that you're in. He's arriving there tomorrow, and they're very close now. But they'll only be staying for a couple of hours. So if you can make your way to his ship, then he's happy to give you some shelter.
Cool. Alright. So, they come back. They're like, we're rich! And we're all sorted, ready to rock. And, yeah, okay.
I'm wondering, you hanging on to this money?
We don't actually, other than she knows about, it's quite family money.
Sorry?
It's family money.
It's family money. Oh, she.
Well, I'm
made
taking
her all
my
money.
third
She got
back.
It's got to stay in the account until at least we're on the ship. You can't, you know.
You know, there's a few things.
And we are going to rob the ship. I mean, that's just going to happen.
Yeah.
There's only, 5 crew and the dude? Guns. Fine.
How many security?
5. There's 5.
No. We're on. So the plan is for me as a player to go on.
Yeah.
Is your history going to preclude you from going on?
I think I should sneak on with the captain.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I'll go with you as your handler.
Yep. Okay, so us 2, us 3. The ones who are
So it's
probably
going to
like
be captain, pilot, companion on the Firefly,
Yes.
and gunslinger,
Doctor,
engineer,
engineer.
doctor,
Yeah.
going on legitimately. Okay.
alright. Rock up, do our
Good to know who I am.
hey, I won the ticket off this you know.
Yeah, the guy is actually there to vouch and verify, and he warns them about the tell.
Doesn't tell.
At that point, make sure the sister goes.
How does Jack respond? How's Jack going with this?
He's alright, he looks like he's doing very well for himself.
Do I go up and be like, you know, all army, like, son of a bitch? What's the matter? CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
Not if you want to ride out of here, you're not going to do that. Let's flip the map over.
CIA got you pushing.
I'm going to try and get this copied and laminated both sides.
So where's the...
So this is the S's and 8s.
He's got a pool table.
Yes, he does. This is the game room up here, the gym, quarters, the nice ones with cupboards, so the guest quarters, decent crew quarters.
What do I get?
Yes, you get a guest quarter. Probably. It depends how free they are.
Cool. This one is mine.
And which one is yours?
Is there one? No, none with 2 separate
This one
beds.
is yours?
Maybe those 2.
Double bed.
Where's the doctor?
I know mine one got cleared off somewhere.
Oh, there it is. Wouldn't it be the other way around because you're the high roll?
Yeah. Or we could probably just share a room.
Okay, the crew are going to be marked by clone troopers.
That's not a giveaway at all!
They're not.
Can I have rebels?
They're not.
Make them all Dash Rendar. We've got enough.
Can that friend be the captain? Or Carl?
Oh, Luke's the captain.
Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, and friend of the sword.
But he's a dude.
He's a dude. And we need one of them, one of them, one of them, they'll do. Okay. So, as you're aboard, there's Jack. and he's got his two
Personal security too.
right-hand men. Oh, right-hand man and right-hand woman, actually.
So right-hand man and left-hand woman?
Yes.
And then from
There
the
is,
right, woman on the left.
So he introduces to you, because you already know them. Max Williams is his security and engineer. Oh, no, just security, actually.
And Max Powers.
Hua Ling. She's kind of the hostess, but you actually know she's highly trained in combat as well.
But not as highly trained as me.
Probably,
Is she wearing
not as highly trained as him.
Is she wearing those tight Asian dresses?
Yes. So that's the mate, and then you're taken to the games room. Or actually, no, you're taken to the common room, where there are three other gentlemen waiting. They seem to be the current passengers.
You're purple.
Oh, hello, Jack. Hello, babe. It's been a long time.
Someone mentioned that yesterday. My brother's girlfriend mentioned it to my nephews that, oh yes, the dog looks like an Ewok, right? And they said, what's an Ewok?
Oh no.
Did you blast them? Did you
Well,
blast
the
them?
thing is, the movie was released in 1983.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not the point.
What's the point?
We blame the father for not making him watch the movie.
Everyone
knows who Hitler is.
Technically speaking, it was re-released in 2000, 2001, something like that.
97.
97.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
90s actually, with the, yeah.
Don't make me feel that old.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're on the ship, we're like,
Yeah, unless there's something that you want to do, they resupply, drop some guy off, and they go off.
And we follow.
Yes. Covertly.
The guy they drop off. What does he look like? Who is he?
He looks like another, fairly moneyed individual.
Is he somewhat less moneyed now?
Yeah, he doesn't look very happy.
They
You think
kicked him off.
It's probably been taken to the cleaners.
Alright.
You may want to pick up the person they dropped off.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just been tell
And
Have they drop someone up?
pick him
Or
up
about to
and
drop
lock him in a room. And do not open that room.
So he's destitute and desperate.
Yes. There was some cargo that they took off as well. I'm not really sure, just a little mule. There's some boxes somewhere.
Alright. So we're now on the ship, we're rocking along.
You are. So he gives you a little speech. Cargo area is off limits. There's some fairly large cargo crates in there. You're not sure what's in them, but he says they're off limits. Engine room is off limits. Bridge is off limits. His personal shuttle is off limits.
Is this all including me?
Yeah.
Probably especially you.
You can come onto his personal shuttle with him.
Carpet
I
power.
assume was that where he sleeps, is it?
Yeah.
Is he a bit weak sauce? Is he a bit of a pansy?
Not really.
Gets most people to fight for him instead of himself?
Well, only because he
That's
can
not
afford
weak,
to, not
that's
because he can't. So you got the gaming room up here. That's where most of the crew will spend their time. The passengers will spend their time. Also got an exercise room here with some shower. There's some toilets around. Guest rooms, crew rooms, main room, toilets, shower, medical bay, bridge, weapon locker. He does ask that you turn in your weapons to be put in the locker. Directly above the crew quarters here, there's a couple of little lounges and some more storage area where that's where your luggage is put if you have any.
Now, when he talks about, like, weapons, locker, does he specify to me, or does he know how much I don't like to offload my weapons?
He will ask you to
Motherfucker.
turn in your pistols.
He's gonna
Well,
screw
at
you
least the rifle and the shotgun.
At least the rifle and the shotgun, okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Alright. So, how long is the trip? Like a couple of days kind of thing?
Yeah. So they're going to stop at a little dust bowl just to deliver some cargo day after tomorrow. And then they're going to stop at another one day after that. And then they're coming back to Beaumont.
Are they doing like a round trip within on the way back to Beaumont? They're not going to make any stops?
No, they're making several stops.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys going to sort of follow, and if he drops off people, pick them up as they go? Or?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. We'll probably try after the second stop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, like, each stop, like, you know, he goes and takes off and then you land sort of some point after, pick up what he took. Or land at the same time and then pick up what he took and then follow him back out again.
I think we land after him because he'll...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so what about, like, on the ship? Games? They're going to play some games? And
Yeah.
Take some names?
Yeah, the guys are like, well, look, we've got a new player, awesome, a female too. Maybe we can impress her with our charm. There's three of them. They're all very different, actually. One of them introduces himself as Mr. Reginald Faffington, and he's very
Fappington.
Faffington.
Fappington.
Not Faffington. Faffy Faffs. He's got a bowler hat and a monocle and a cane and
A bowler hat.
bowler.
A bowler hat. Ebola hat. He's a bowler. He's got a bowler hat. It's like sideways. He's bowling. Yeah.
I thought you said Ebola hat.
And there was a very wimpy kind of meek guy named Cecil. And there's a really smooth kind of vaguely Latinish guy named Vince, who's tossing a coin.
Antonio.
I thought he would have been Bender Bending Rodriguez.
Alright.
So they're the other high rollers which are on board. It seems like they were looking for crew. Something happened apparently to their pilot and their engineer. So they've got a couple of those just like temps.
Oh, Mexicans.
Yeah. So that's them there.
God damn me. Okay. Alright.
It's kind of nobodies.
Red shirts.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. And so, what are most of the people going to be doing?
Just by my count, you got 15 minutes.
Yeah. We've gone way over that. The casino scene took way too long.
It's fun, man.
It was.
It was.
I guess
I
just
wasn't expecting the fight at the beginning either. And when it was fun, but it took a lot of time as well.
Well, in that case...
Yeah, I think I can still have both of those. I just have to trim them down, especially the casino one. I can trim that down.
In that case, middle of the night, after everyone's had a nice night and everything like that.
Yeah, they go. There's a meal. There's a few games.
Yeah.
All the guys go off to play their big high stakes poker. You
Yeah.
don't go too badly.
Okay. So they're kind of busy. The crew is busy being crew.
Yeah.
And I have somewhat free reign of the ship, except for the hidden...
Jack's up there playing poker.
Yeah.
Engineer is in there.
He's not going to be playing with them?
But yeah, they'll be.
Oh, we're playing up there. Yep.
I'm not up there. I mean, I'm the... Which one am I? I'm blue, I'm purple.
No,
I'm
no,
going
no,
to the medical bay.
Just checking it out.
Well, no, actually looking for telltale drugs or...
Reproduce.
Yes.
Okay.
Given I created the thing originally, I should know what I'm looking for.
Security guys pumping iron.
Oh, God damn it.
Hostess girl.
Watch me
is,
bend a steel bar.
Serving drinks?
She's exercising as well. They're a couple,
Okay.
so they do a lot of stuff together.
Alright, and so
where do you
what's
wanna be?
this?
That's a platform over
top of-
the cargo
okay.
bay. Yeah.
But we're not allowed in there.
No, you're not meant to.
And I'm not allowed in the ship.
Yes, you are.
Not without Jack.
Okay. That's an airlock.
Yes. Yes, 2 airlocks there, and another one. There's 3 around the ship there, and the front of the cargo bay.
All right. Well, what I might do is to make this a little bit quicker. Is I'd like to middle of the night. I guess it would be like a pre-planned thing for these guys to sort of sidle up above the ship, where there's sort of less windows they can't see from above, and spacesuit over and down.
You haven't made contact with your contact yet.
But there's no night in space.
No, we haven't made contact with Apple. That's right.
No, that we'd probably attempt that during
Which was one of
the
the
initial
guests.
games.
We knew that, didn't we? Yeah. So
Okay, yes.
2 of those. Can we spend 2 of those to find our contact rather quickly?
Yes, it's Faffington.
Faffington?
Yes.
And what's the mission?
Mission is steal the ship and bring Jack and the contact
Yep.
to this ghost planet.
Okay.
The rest of the crew is expendable, and the other rollers as well. But yeah, they just want the ship and Jack. Mainly Jack.
Okay.
Why don't you keep the lady? She looks fun.
Alright. So, we need to get the other noobs on the ship. And
Where are the environmental controls? Engineering.
Yeah, mixture between engineering and...
Well, specifically
Bridge.
the one that would actually kill the oxygen supply.
well,
bridge.
we need to keep the...
You could do it from either. You could do it like by software from the bridge, or you could break the machine that makes the oxygen in the engineering, or switch it off.
Well, we don't quite want that, because we do have to capture some people, but we do have to kill the rest, so...
Do I find any chemicals that I could actually manufacture a Reaver juice?
Yeah.
I'd manufacture Reaver juice.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck me.
Alright. Well, middle of
The
the night...
Reavers, it's not the normal gas, because the normal gas was only 1 in 1,000 people turn into Reavers.
Yeah.
With the new one, it's more like 1 in 10,
Okay.
and sometimes more.
Well, in that case, I was just going to
He's throwing it
say,
down there.
we organised to get...
You rip the whole thing apart.
He will take
No, we don't want...
No, we don't.
We don't want
the
that.
ship. We need
We
the
need
ship.
to keep the ship alive. So,
No, what you need to do, if you're going to make anything, just make a standard knockout gas. We can pump into the air supply.
What make both?
how about I spend 4 of these tokens...
To stop his river juice.
Sorry?
To stop his river juice.
No, make it blow up in her face.
4 of these tokens, how about I spend that to get these guys aboard, whether or not it causes a red alert. I don't know, but
It's just 4?
with 4, so they can sneak up to the ship in quietly, and they get into their pressure suits, and they're like all the way to here. Whether or not I end up here and have to kill the captain, I don't know. Or they kill the pilot in order to open that door, I don't know. But
Yeah, 4 will get them there with no alerts.
okay,
I
One,
make
two, three.
a knockout gas, as well as a Reaver gas.
my aim is to speed it up. So we
Why?
can,
Why would you make Reaver gas?
Fun. You played the game of convention before. You've got to have rivers. Really fun.
I
It was
think
going to happen. It was going to
it's
happen.
going to happen. You don't need to do it.
Yes, you do.
does that mean I need to kill him though?
The fact that you can do it, make it happen, means you have to have
I'll
it.
say you killed him. The pilot. You overcame him with your womanly wiles and then strangled him with some razor wire or something.
Knife, combat knife.
You strangled with a combat knife. That's brilliant.
That's really a
That is a critical success.
But you have knife marks on your own hand because you don't want to cut him.
Pretty pro. Okay, so you guys are aboard.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm in this game!
Yeah, unlocked.
Yeah.
And the pilot?
Yeah.
The pilot? No, the pilot's on
Open
the
door.
ship.
What's on the ship?
Yeah, backing off.
That's
Good
why
night, the
that's
knockout
why I've got
gas.
the floating
Is it still
stormtroopers
the 1 in
my
10?
hand.
No, this is knockout gas.
Oh, just knockout.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got the river gas. I'm thinking about doing that into the get the captain out of the other room and throw it in there.
No. If you're going to do the Reaver gas, you're going to do it to Jack because he'll be the one responsible.
I'm going to throw the river gas in
So
that
the
one.
pilot and the engineer are down.
Now, this door goes to here? No.
No. There.
It goes up there.
Because basically the breach is actually on the lower level.
Yeah.
If you see that picture there.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, in that case, we need to, go kill some bitches.
I've got stuff to do that.
They're all in this upper level.
No, kill them.
No, well, we're in
No.
here, so we can engineer.
No, all you got to do is just plug the gas into the environmental system and just not.
And with the software, can we
Good
target
idea.
the rooms that we actually want to put it in?
There's
so
gonna
we
be oxygen
we could
masks
just
in the other
put
thing, aren't
the
there?
Yeah.
knockout
I put
gas
mine on.
in these
We'll just-
quarters.
we'll
Plug the
wear it.
river gas into the oxygen system.
No Reaver gas. I will knock her out.
You're playing poker.
Can I spend a point to say no reaver gas in
Can I spend
The Reaver gas was going to happen. They've got a crate full of it here. They're peddling it. They're selling
Yes.
it.
Because they don't realise it.
I'm tempted to spend this last one while I'm in the cabin to just seal the goddamn doctor back there in the room. Environmental seal, and just
No.
We'll deal with that later. Let's actually go do the job.
I'll go down to.
She's helping. She knocked out the engineer.
Yeah. Well, with Reaver gas.
No,
It does knock out gas.
Okay. Well.
I'm thinking about using river gas everywhere else.
Okay.
It's got to be done.
Let's just lock them in. Let's just lock them in.
How many are you spending?
This many.
If you're going to spend it, things go wrong.
No, that'll work in his favour.
I'm gonna. Oh yeah. Does that go against me? Or
I think
okay,
things
We're
everybody
play
else in the
testing.
crew?
The players are going to use river
Things don't go
gas.
smooth.
No.
Some of them don't. A
lot of them do.
One group, I was like, go on, use it, and they're like, no, we're good guys.
We don't use it. We just want to go and
Let's
blast
go
them.
and let's be dead,
Put
guys.
people to sleep. We just need to get sorted. We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's 10 minutes.
We can go, yeah, we do, but we can go over a little bit, and I know to cut down
Okay,
other bits
just
now.
I assume that all the players have.
I want the river gas off that way. So we don't have to deal with it.
Okay,
That's the idea of the whole thing.
I mean,
Are you going to the game?
Yeah. No.
For the game, I assume everyone has bought all the money they'll be playing with them. They're not tapping external accounts.
Yeah.
Excellent. We don't need them alive.
Oh god.
Sister!
So you're killing all of them except Jack?
Yes.
You're killing Jack too.
No. I've been told we need to bring him in alive. We don't
And
need
the
others.
contact?
Yeah. Okay.
no, he stays alive too.
All right.
Yeah, that was
Alright.
part of it, wasn't it?
So you only have to kill 2 dudes in that room.
You're cheating.
So why don't you
Do you stab with chips?
do the combat phase. Do the combat phase.
Yeah, do the combat phase.
Yeah, chips across the table into your neck.
Yeah.
So
You're cheating.
You've got 2 surprise actions.
You're cheating.
What do you want?
Yeah, I'm gonna take him down.
Just on a separate thing. We had Al had a character who's a ninja. Instead of throwing shuriken,
do you have a knife or something?
D4.
I had a D12 in unarmed combat.
Okay, I'm going to throw the pyramid and kill someone. Oh, the classic idea.
They're like caltrops.
Yeah.
It's terrible if you step on them. It's worse than Lego.
All right. So what
Nothing
does
was Lego.
what does he have to roll to beat the first dude to submission?
Unarmed combat, probably, and
It's
strength.
pretty... Yeah, I mean, you've got this thing where you can improvise pretty much anything as a weapon. Like,
Poker chips.
Yeah.
to do...
Cards.
If you want to do the whole
Right.
combat thing, you can, or you can just spend 1 chip and you'll take down the 2 guys that you need to.
No, test the combat because we, like, give
Just
them a
have a
chance.
card shuffler. You can blind them. Just go,
This pencil. I'm gonna show you a trick.
Isn't that the coffee cup?
Yeah,
Coffee cup.
No. I'm
Teacup.
gonna make this
Teacup, yes.
pen disappear.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
what
that
about
one.
my teeny glass?
First guy,
4.
4.
That was a crap roll.
Yeah, it was.
He dodged. Second guy,
10.
you got him.
Is he dead?
What's your...
What's your unarmed damage?
It doesn't say.
It's not just a D4. For you... what weapons does he have?
Combat knife.
Combat knife, pistol, laser knife, and
Well, combat knife D4, you assume that unarmed is less than a combat knife.
Well, combat knife's D4 anyway. So
combat knife D4 deadly. D4
Oh, yeah.
stun. I'll let you make it deadly if you want. That's your trend, and that's 4.
1.
Jesus.
Oh, I rolled 20. It was 4.
So is he still up?
Yeah, he's still up.
And the other guy is too.
Can we at this point realise there's a fight going on and maybe head towards it?
It's hand to hand.
Yeah.
What?
It's quiet. It's hand to hand.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's 3 dudes in the room plus Fluffington.
Well, you'd assume, though, that everyone else would be on the night. If they're playing at night time, everyone's kind of on their same cycle, so we're all around somewhere.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
we
we just
all
came
came
in.
inside.
So we would want to be switching.
So you know that the plan is going down.
Go to the
so you
game
move that
room.
way.
Yeah,
go
we'd
to
be
the
moving
game.
that way, but he gets a couple of rounds to kick ass.
Well, basically,
Well-
you send a signal.
Say kick ass.
Yeah, have a go at it. It would have been great if the dice had
Yeah,
not being
helps.
used up in that bloody poker game.
Most people at this point, they're using a lot of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They end up with no chips at the end because they go for a big finish.
Well, yeah, I remember. I assiduously got 12 chips in that last game for a complete game breaker, and I managed it.
Alright, so is there going to be another round where he's going to get injured and then he's going to fight back while we get there?
Yeah.
He is injured. I'm
No,
going to use
yeah.
river gas.
I'm just
Save
thinking of like playtesting the combat, you know?
Well, what you'd probably do is you'd probably synchronize it so if someone's in there, they're taking them out, and everyone else is going to pile on the two goons.
Yeah.
Yes, but you haven't synchronized.
We're on our
So
way.
you guys are on your way. You know that all the people are in, those two rooms. That was a 7. Roll your innate dodge, which is a D6.
What you can do right now, Steve, is do your D8 roll.
You want to
And
aim?
I'm pumping river gas through the engineering bay. Into the thing.
The whole shit.
I'm going to leave shortly. I'm going to leave some fun for everyone.
Fun.
You want to play test it, and players are going to do this all the
Yeah,
time.
that's what they do. That is what they do.
They're going to-
No, I don't care. They can win.
I'm going to spend a point to say I've still got my suit on.
Yes, not a problem.
Okay, save.
Can I spend the point to notice that extra systems are being activated in the air thing and put my own suit on, which would be put on the suit that would be in the cockpit.
Okay, well, you're not in the bridge anymore.
Oh.
So what I'll say is, so it's good point. I'll let you notice that.
Oh, I do actually have that. I've got
That's the point,
a
because I
nose for
engineered
trouble.
it so it wouldn't hurt my sister.
I
She's already chemically imbalanced. I know the
So
river
she'll
gas...
just be stuck in a room with 4 reefs.
Yes,
yeah.
but she's strong.
I've got an asset, a nose for trouble. I can spend points.
She's
on it.
actually immune to it.
yeah.
She's naturally immune to Reaver gas.
I know when shit
shit
is about to hit the fan. So can I spend a point and use that to
Know where the fight is?
Oh, you wouldn't do spend a point later on
get
say,
to the shuttle before the gas gets me?
well, the gas doesn't convert everyone. There's 1 in 10 chance.
Yeah, well,
I'm
it
still
might be a
getting to
little
that
bit
shuttle.
more than that. It might be a little bit more than 1 in 10. That's 2 12s in a row there.
Well, actually, I made this stuff originally, so I can make it stronger.
Yeah. So I'm going to make my way to the shuttle before.
Okay, the people that.
Screw you guys.
So you 3 are in your suits.
Yes.
He's pointed out, holy shit, somebody's pumping gas. Oh, it's that crazy doctor girl.
Yeah.
She loves her Reaper gas. Oh.
I'm going to the shuttle.
It was a flashback to my
They're knocked
days.
out. That's what the gas does. It gives you a high and knocks you out.
Oh, they didn't convert?
No, they didn't, but the 2 of the 4 in there did.
Yay.
Ooh, conveniently the 2 that you were trying to kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Somebody want to
Roll.
chip?
Oh.
Okay. For 3, you can conveniently, yes, it is the 2 that you want to kill, and you easily dispatch them.
Yeah, alright.
And I'm in the goddamn shuttle. I'm out of this motherfucker. I don't care. This is
This Reaper shit.
this is a good point. This is a good.
And we
time
got
to-
rid of the Reaver.
You know what you know what we need to do? We need to put our suits on, vent this entire ship.
Yeah. And then we
And
can
it's
actually
out.
use it. Yeah.
This is a good time for me to point out that the pilot is my sister, and she's in the Firefly ship, and we're getting out of here. I'm in the only shuttle on this bad boy. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Forget you
Really, the
guys.
ship?
Yep, forget it. I don't want to be around
my
this.
ship?
There's Reavers on that ship.
Dude, they're ruining your experiment.
They just
No, there's an experiment. There's Reavers on that ship.
Yeah, that's the experiment.
I'm out of here.
But they're dead now.
Well, I don't know that. I'm on the shuttle.
We've got our own ship then.
Yeah,
do.
we can take this one.
Aces and eights.
You know.
Nice
then
ship too,
and you know what?
And,
We're going to
we've
make
got the
lots of
account for all the
money.
money and their money.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
He doesn't need a replacement shuttle because he stole it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the engine is running on the smell of an oily rag.
Too late.
You might want to fix that, despite the fact you've got no money.
It's fine. It's fine. I just don't want to be near that. There's
Alright,
freaking
are you
Reaver
going to
gas
take
everywhere.
it and Jack to the meeting point?
Right, well, so she's off, but we're
You guys.
us
Whoever's still on.
we're going. Yeah.
Have they actually paid us for the job?
No,
Not
you're
yet.
going to.
When
Well,
we
fuck it. We have no contractual obligation. They're not giving us anything.
at this stage. Well,
Yeah,
we've got Jack.
Well, it hurts your reputation as operatives.
Power
To an
line
egg.
report back that that they were making Reaver gas and it was launched on the ship. So we should get paid for that job because we told them how it was getting
No.
done. Yes.
That's pretty.
We just got cash and the ship.
stole our
That says they have to hear back from me. Not the...
Well, no, you might have been killed.
Yeah, exactly. They still want it. They need to know the information, and she's the one with the internet access.
Okay, you
She's
go
the
to
hacker.
meet Phantom and go and say, hey, yeah, we did the job. Captain's dead. Unfortunately, the captain had already radioed ahead and said, that guy that, you know, okay, it was not completely irrational, but hey, you know, that's my money.
Well, why wouldn't we radio ahead with our internet access and
Well,
say,
yeah.
there were Reavers on the ship, yo?
Now we're just rushing
can't-
in.
Question.
And,
We're the only one that got away with before the gas.
Because what happened is... Yeah.
What can Faffington tell us about what?
Fappington.
Faffy.
Yeah. What does Monsignor Wanker tell us that we would be expecting at the other end of the job?
Under duress.
No. He's not having an option to tell us anything. I'm just mentally
Oh,
asking.
you're ripping it straight
Yeah.
from his mind. Okay, yeah, it was actually Alliance that did this job. Jack had formerly worked with the Alliance.
which I could have told people.
Yes.
But I had a big...
And they
I'm
discovered
too secret
what
about my...
he's been doing since you guys blew up the place that was dealing the drug
Yeah.
from the last game. He's got like a big shipment left of it, and he's been dealing it around for ultra high prices. And they don't like him going around creating reavers, you know, around. So they paid for him to be brought in.
And
What could they lie?
I'm guessing that because we'd know the secret, we'd be expendable. Yeah.
How
Okay.
expendable are we?
Extremely.
Yeah.
No. Where?
If you want more chance for having more Reavers, just put a whole lot of crew on that boat.
No. I've got an even better idea.
That's true. I've
Okay,
worried
we
about
have-
NPCs.
We'll just turn them all into
Okay,
Reavers.
We have a nice
You've
new
got 30 or
ship.
40 Reavers.
We have a nice new ship. So we sent our old ship full of whatever we want to send it to.
Why wouldn't-
she's gone run off with your old
Yeah,
ship.
why wouldn't I have reported this before them when I exited the ship immediately and got back to my other one and used our internet access
Because she
to...
paid the points.
She what?
She
Paid the points
the
first.
points.
But they're still busy doing stuff. Cleaning out the ship of all the gas and, you know.
and
It was kind of
Yeah,
after
fine.
the fact.
Points trump. You can use your points to trump other people's points and things like
Okay,
that.
that's-
So
well-
points trump.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of the way it works. I mean, points...
That's fair enough.
For the whole system to work, the points have to mean something.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes it's quite difficult for some people get an idea and say, oh yeah, that's going to be really good, but it doesn't always pan out.
Yeah.
So basically, you and your sister jumped straight away. Didn't hang around.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
All right.
That ship doesn't have any weapons.
No. It's purely in the fact that after. This one has weapons. Yes. That's why we're keeping you because it's a nice bigger ship that
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
we can buy new identities now.
It's just totally covered in Reaver juice everywhere now.
That stuff's volatile.
We have enough to pay a cleaning crew to clean this ship for us.
And
Well,
then
we
crew to
could
clean off
probably sell the ship, actually, for another ship, which is fine. Because no one knows except for
We
us.
would have to buy a new shuttle.
Yeah. We definitely
Well-
we've got enough money, and
We'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to send. So it's Faffington Alliance as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack and Faffington get locked in a box with their Reaver gas and mailed to the contact.
They have lots of boxes.
Like release on opening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And meanwhile, we can
They got knocked out.
Those two. Oh yeah, we can do stuff to them.
Yeah, fuck it, no. They go in the box.
Yeah.
I want to keep her. She looks cool.
They won't. The Reaver transformation generally happens kind of in the first time, if it's going to happen. So they're probably not going to
Lunch,
turn into
yeah.
Reavers unless the Doctor further modifies.
Or lunch.
Or lunch.
They could be lunch for the Reavers.
Sustenance.
Yeah, they're in on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. That was a good one.
It was a bit rushed at the end, so I think everyone was.
It was a bit.
But like,
It was kind of, I was planning for like, depending on what happens there, if they go for the Alliance, like if you don't rip it straight from its head, you don't find out that you're working for the Alliance till you go to deliver the ship and Jack. It
was.
And basically,
I was
everyone
playing
is
my
boned.
like I wasn't sure when to go. Like I don't know because it says that I'm very secretive about it, so I wasn't sure when.
No, that's fine. It's totally up to you when to reveal stuff, if to reveal stuff at all.
Yeah.
Captain and companion. They were both.
Strength.
The companion was former Branco as well.
Yeah.
They both have cybernetics implants and stuff.
Yeah, I can punch people.
Yes. Captain's whole right
I've got
arm
tough
is
skin.
synthetic. And
So
companion's got pheromone emitters and toxin screens.
So do we get
Weaver-proof.
we get to keep the ship?
If you want.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't mean anything because it's the end of the.
Well,
yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
well, it's the epilogue. It's a wrap up. So yes, you can keep the ship, although I mean, it would need to be heavily modified to make it say that it's
And
not
cl-
obviously still the same ship.
And cleaned.
and cleaned. Yeah, but the thing is, what do you get? What happens? I called ahead and said you don't know the mission's over unless you hear it from me. So you have a ship and that's
well, no. You rock up.
We have a hacker pilot, so
No, that's fine.
we can still continue.
You
on
rock
to
up.
work
You
and
rock
stuff.
up at the drop-off point. Unfortunately, there happens to be Alliance who really don't like people knowing anything about Reaver
Why would
juice.
we drop off at the?
Because you don't know it's Alliance.
So they didn't know the.
We don't have anything to drop off.
Yeah.
Well, you wanted to pick up the money, didn't you?
You wanted to
No,
give
it's
me-
so it can be electronically
Seconds.
transferred.
Yeah.
You wanted to tell the information about the stuff. That's what
We
you
can
thought.
we can comm that over the intercom.
Yeah, but I actually called ahead and said you don't you
Which
don't
means
hear
you-
from
which
is actually
means
me,
the
which
sis-
means you get nothing.
Yeah, the sister and him have just run off. That's all. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to the drop-off point. They're just running off. They got scared.
Yeah. If you want to be able to.
She got real, and they were like, "Fuck this."
Doctor's got issues. I'm out.
So that's it for Serenity RPG for now. Hopefully next time we will have the discussion episode that we've been talking about, where Melissa and I will sit down and talk about running games for conventions, about these two actual plays that you've heard already in particular, and how we changed them for the conventions and how things turned out. So thank you for listening, and never stop gaming.